harm, but they cause harm. They're thinking with their dicks, not their head. And
Yeah.
they're just doing what they want to do in that moment with complete disregard to the people they're hurting. Again, there's the other side of it, which are the guys that are doing it on purpose. But I don't think that a lot of fuckboys these days are really doing it to be malicious. They're just very careless, which, I mean, at the end of the day is almost the same thing in different ways. But
Hmm. Yeah, like this is the thing about does intention matter?
You're 6 minutes away from a live episode of Free Talk Live. Listen live at freetalklive.com.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,587, silver at $14.07, and Bitcoin is trading around $6,492. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, economists at the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis are warning that if the current rate of U.S. job losses continues, the country's unemployment rate could reach a staggering 32.1% by the end of June, as the coronavirus pandemic-induced downturn sparks mass layoffs across the nation. Miguel Faria Castro, an economist with the St. Louis Fed, wrote in an analysis last week that 47 million more workers could lose their jobs by the end of the second quarter of 2020, bringing the total number of unemployed people in the United States to 52.8 million. CNBC noted that number would be more than 3 times worse than the peak of the Great Recession. Faria Castro's projection of 32.1% unemployment would put the U.S. jobless rate significantly higher than the Depression-era peak of 24.9%. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. U.S. healthcare systems have warned emergency room doctors and nurses that if they speak out about working conditions inside a hospital, they will be fired, according to Bloomberg. Ming Lin, an emergency room physician in Washington state, lost his job last week after he spoke to a local media outlet about the lack of protective gear for staff at Puget Sound area hospitals. The Mind Unleashed reports that hospital staff at the NYU Langone Health System were recently warned that if they spoke to the media without authorization, they too would be terminated. With confirmed virus cases over 163,000 and 3,170 deaths, hospital systems across the country are seeing a massive influx of patients that is straining the system. Doctors and nurses must have the ability to tell the public what is really going on inside the facilities where they are caring for COVID-19 patients, said a spokeswoman for the Washington State Nurses Association. New York City is currently the epicenter of the COVID-19 pandemic in the United States. With over 36,000 cases and nearly 800 deaths as of Monday, hospitals and other critical services in the city have been pushed near the breaking point as New Yorkers contend with the unprecedented health crisis. On Monday evening, the iconic Empire State Building made a gesture of gratitude to healthcare workers, with a glaring light display filled with symbolism that would make clear the city's gratitude toward critical healthcare personnel and first responders. Instead, the gesture came across to many New Yorkers as ominous, unsettling, and just plain frightening. The Mind Unleashed reports that while the idea of solidarity and togetherness is welcome in the resilient Big Apple, the sight of the skyscraper pulsating in blood red amid low cloud cover struck many residents as simply bizarre, as if the city that never sleeps had become the realm of Mordor, the fictional home to the Lord of the Rings archvillain, Sauron. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
A man thanks God he's not sexually attracted to children, and Popeye's home is burglarized. Week in and week out, you come back like a housebroken Pomeranian, loyal to the bitter end. Good boy. This is the Onion Week in Review. Georgia's Cobb County Evangelical Hospital held its 5th annual Walk to Cure Gayness today, reportedly drawing thousands of participants to raise funds that would cure sufferers of their homosexuality and make gayness a thing of the past. Hospital administrators told reporters that funding from the walk would go into providing new state-of-the-art gayness treatment equipment, along with remodeling the hospital's physical therapy center, which has spent nearly 14 years reteaching gay men how to walk properly.
Oh God, I was a goner. But as you can see, I'm now happily married to a woman, and as of next month, I will have been in full remission for 2 whole years. I'm just so very, very happy. Everything's really good in my life.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
It's Ian.
And Conan.
And you were just telling me, well, you were telling Ian and I, a story that I want to hear the rest of involving the fire department here in Keene, and it's craziness in response to the coronavirus.
This is just the tip of the iceberg of all the lunacy that is taking place in this country, in this city. Driving around, looking at all the businesses who have the signs out on their windows saying you can't come in the building, but we have curbside assistance. We'll come out to you. Last Friday, I go to get my seasonal burn permit. This is one of these things I kind of put up with because of home insurance, because I don't want my insurance reneging on me because I failed to get a stupid permit from the city and something got burned down and they wouldn't pay me. So I go get my seasonal burn permit, every year, every springtime. And 3 of these yahoos are sitting out in the parking lot in lawn chairs, just smoking and joking, having a good old time. And I'm firemen. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, flip-flops too, the whole 9. It's just, whatever.
They were wearing flip-flops?
One of them was.
Awesome.
And I go up there. I mean, I'm in a good mood, whatever. Guys, I came to get my my seasonal permit. I got a bunch of wood I got to burn. He's like, oh, yeah, man, we're not doing that anymore.
I'm like, well, then I guess I can burn without a permit.
And I'm like, I don't understand. I can just go burn? It's like, oh, no. You've got to go online. You got to go to the site. You got to go to the state site. You got to fill out an application. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And the dude, I guess one of them thought I was going to be a problem. So he's like, oh, stay right there, man. I'm going to go get the lieutenant. So he runs back in there, and I get on my phone. I go to the state site. I'm looking. All right, this is a stupid application, name, address, whatever. $3. The hell is this? $3?
Because the burn permits historically in Keene have been free.
Free. You just got to you basically just tell them, hey, look, I'm going to burn. And like I said, I've got no problem with this. I kind of want the fire department to know that I've got a live fire in my yard.
Yeah, well,
sure, it's a safety thing.
The reason for it is ostensibly so the neighbors, if they call in, like if a neighbor sees smoke coming from your property and they call the fire department,
right,
then you've already contacted them and you've said, hey, I'm going to be burning today, and they'll tell the neighbors, no, he's good.
And you've got snitches who's going to call every time, anytime.
And there's the bad kind of neighbors.
And I know which of my neighbors are the snitches.
Right.
So anyways, he comes out. And he's like, the one guy was like, oh, yeah, you don't have to worry. It's just $3 one time. You get a seasonal permit. It's just $3 every year.
Well, ideally, there won't be a coronavirus next year, right?
Well,
So it's
hopefully,
just $3 this
hopefully,
year.
What do you
whenever
mean
this
there's not going to be a coronavirus? I mean, there have been coronavirus for quite a long time, from what I understand.
Okay, yeah.
Here's
there will be a COVID-19 that causes half the nation or more to just like stop dead in
I
its
don't know,
tracks.
man. I mean, if they're freaking out over this one, what makes you think they're not going to freak out over the next one? This has been blown up so bad. It's hard for me to believe that Americans are going to somehow deprogram on this.
And here is the issue. This is the way the government works. It's cumulative. They do this one time, and then they realize, hey, you know what? Let's just let the state handle this from now on. We don't really need to deal with these people unless they go out of control and start complaining and they want to burn us down with pitchforks and whatnot. So this might not ever go away. This might be the way of getting your permits, just like your fishing permit and just like your every other permit you've got to get in this stupid country. Your rights, your God-given rights, being taken from you to be sold right back to you.
Yep.
I was fuming. The lieutenant came out. He's like, it's just easy. It's just an easy site. And you just got to give them your credit card number and all this and that, and then you're good. And then but you still have to call us to let us know.
Yeah.
Naturally. I mean, but that's so that when the neighbors call, they can be like, okay, yeah, we already know about this.
Right.
Yeah.
So now they've converted a free permit into a $3 permit.
Correct. And
it's state run.
I haven't gotten my permit. So, I mean, I'm waiting for the thing.
How long does it take?
Well, I'm not getting one.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I'm waiting
What are
for
you
this.
gonna do?
I'm waiting for this thing to burn off.
Now, how does the
for
fire
the, for the
department
blow over? But if it doesn't, if it stays, if this blows over in a week or whatever, it's going to be another week. Trump is saying Easter, whatever. If it doesn't blow over and it's still run by the state, I think I'm just going to call him
and just tell him.
And look, hey, Lieutenant, whatever your name was, I'm just letting you know I've got stuff to burn. Where's your permit? Not getting one.
Get the video camera out because they're going to roll up and try to put your fire out.
They're good. It's not just going to be them. It's going to be them and the police.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but I am getting to the point where this is it is the lunacy that is taking place in this whole damn country. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. The level that these people are taking it to.
Now, how does the fire department check to see if you have a burn permit? Because the few times that I burned, the phone call lasted 10 seconds tops. So it was clear they weren't pulling up a database
they know
checking
me.
to see.
I'm burning once a month, so they know my address, they know my name, they know who I am.
Maybe they are pulling up a database.
That'd be really quick.
If this is on a state database, they might have access to it. They might be able to see everyone in the state who has a permit. I don't know. I don't know the sophistication. I don't know how sophisticated this system is.
I would expect that to be the case, but again, when I called, I was just like, "Hey, look, I'm at this address. I'm going to burn today."
Yeah.
They're like, "Okay, we'll put you on the board," which means you don't.
Maybe
respond.
they look it up after that. I don't know.
True, but I don't recall. I mean, I don't know. It's a very weird system. I'm of the
whole idea that New Hampshire's stupid in that you can't even burn during the damn day unless there's snow on the ground. It's all kinds of it's dumb. It is dumb.
Yeah,
and
with the seasonal, you can't burn before 5 p.m. Correct?
Correct. It's 5 p.m. to 7 a.m. It's dumb. It has something to do with.
I thought it was 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. I thought it was like a real short window.
It's all the way to 7 a.m. the next day, the next morning. But
it's discriminatory against people who work, different shifts, right? Like if you work the night shift,
yeah, of course it is.
What are you supposed to do?
I gotta hire a Mexican. But that wouldn't be discriminatory. Would they be giving someone a job?
See, I'm of the mindset that I would rather just pay $3 on this website than have to actually go to the fire department. I'm with you in that, you're being taxed to pay for this crap anyway. So $3 on top of that is just a slap in the face.
And like I said, it builds and it builds. It will start at $3, and then we won't ever get the free service ever again. And the next thing you know, 5 years down the road, the state's like, yeah, we're not making enough money off of this. We're not making enough revenue to make this work. We're going to have to up it to $7. Yeah. And it just keeps going and going and going. We're losing our rights every damn minute. And I'm getting to the tipping point for real.
Oh, it's going to get worse.
And it's going to get worse. And you know what? I'm at my tipping point, and I don't think they're going to have the numbers. I don't think they're going to have the manpower to come
against you,
to come against me. Because
they got enough guys.
Man,
for you.
Conan is worked up.
Because we're all going to be doing it. No, we're all going to be doing it.
He's that cheap, man.
I'm not. I am not the only guy in my neighborhood who burns.
He does keep his house on 52.
By the way, speaking of. It's really hard to start seeds It's peppers and tomato seeds when it's 52. They don't like that. Chickens don't like it either, little baby chickens.
You were attempting to start them in your house and then take them outside?
I start everything in the house. Tomatoes and peppers stay in the house, but I do have a cold frame outside, so everything else is outside. I'm already putting peppers. I mean, not peppers, but beets and turnips in the ground.
You don't have to have a permit to start a garden?
Oh, you know what? That it might be.
I'm actually kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, don't give them ideas.
Well, they wouldn't be able to enforce it right now anyway, because people are. If you're correct, people are going to be starving in 3 months anyway.
If we don't get off this stupid lockdown.
This is bad.
And if this is not the last week, we couldn't. Someone was one of these UK guys. I have an article from.
Dude, other states are talking about going through May.
So UK was talking about
ours lasts until May the 4th.
A UK panel was talking about 12 months.
Yeah, those were just doctors, though. I mean, people would revolt. Human beings can't
Are they going to?
A human being can't take 12 months.
Or are they just going to kill
like
themselves?
Maryland is on indefinite right now. There is no deadline. It's just whenever. I think that's where
there are signs up at the Vermont-New Hampshire border telling people to stay in Vermont. And one of the people I work with lives in Brattleboro, which is just over the border. And he got pulled over twice coming here yesterday.
By the Vermont police?
He wasn't clear, and I don't know the answer to that. But he was pulled over and told, hey, you need to be more careful. You shouldn't be traveling like
Vermont
this.
State Police are going to hotels and motels, making sure they're shut down. They don't want anybody there.
Florida is harassing people from New York. The whole thing's insane. Yeah. And it's, as you pointed out, it's only going to get worse. 855-450-3733. That's 855-450-FREE, as in Free Talk Live.
We have a 12-year-old German Shepherd named Sophie, and she became overweight, stinky, greasy coat, and lifeless almost. Then about 4 years ago, we found out she had several vertebrae fused together. She was unable to walk. The vet told us Sophie was going to have to be euthanized. I thought, I've got to do something. DINOVITE.com. I remember Sophie starting the Dynovite, and she from day one has loved it. She is no longer stinky. She is full of life. Dynovite healed Sophie. Dynovite is nutrition. I truly recommend that people not wait until the vet recommends euthanasia. You have to get them on Dynovite right away while they're healthy.
Dynovite for life. You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dynovite from DINOVITE.com.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com. Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this, right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, connect with others via the forum at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com. The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you receive the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at anypayinc.com. anypayinc.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
It's Ian.
And Conan.
And Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com that allows you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash using dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site. And all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. So finally, you have a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. Again, that's local.bitcoin.com. Discussing the coronavirus, it gets really hard to come into the show and just be like, where do we even start?
It's overwhelming. I mean, every night I got at least a dozen stories I want to cover.
Yeah, and most of them are fascinating for one reason or another, like a couple, a murder-suicide as a result of it, the city of New York digging mass graves. Where do you go? But let's go to the phones. We've got Dan calling from Maine. Dan, you're on Free Talk Live.
Thanks. I recommended a vitamin C product to Ian recently, and I wanted to warn him that I have had that product. Sometimes it has had a poison in it, so I wanted him to make sure he checked it.
Thanks for the recommendation.
You recommended poison?
Not poison, no, because it isn't always poison, but they poisoned me. See, I was hoping it wouldn't poison him, but
don't worry, I didn't take your recommendation seriously, so it's okay. You don't have to worry.
Who is selling vitamin C poison?
What'd you say?
Who is selling vitamin C poison?
It's I got it from Whole Foods up here. There's a lot of poisoning going on. It isn't a small amount.
How do you know? How do you know there's poison in it?
Sounds like paranoia to me.
Sure, sure it is. Yeah, you keep saying that. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Boring. Boring call.
Do you happen to recall what vitamin C product
I don't know. He
been?
Called in about something or other with vitamin C the other night. I'm like, yeah, this guy's not a doctor, you know. Take whether health claims people make with a grain of salt and do your own research. And don't even believe the doctors either.
Well, clearly, one should not take his suggestions seriously if it will occasionally poison you.
Let's go get some oranges.
Right, there you go.
Audi's got them on sale right now.
Wow. Well, let's keep going. We got Ghostradamus calling from Salt Lake City. You are on Free Talk Live.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. What's on your mind?
Anyway, so I'm a Ghostradamus, God Emperor 2040, running for God Emperor of Mankind in 2040. So vote for me for God Emperor of Mankind in 2040.
I will vote for you if you, in fact, run for that title.
What are we going to be dealing with?
As far as I know, I'm the only one in the field right now. So
in 20 years, what are we going to be dealing with? Is this going to all blow over? Is it going to be all right in 20 years?
He's not God Emperor yet.
Coronavirus? Coronavirus is actually caused by vitamin C.
The poison stuff, the poison vitamin C, sold at Whole Foods.
Yeah, that's what they're poisoning with you, you know. So, but yeah, with the coronavirus, what's your guys' thoughts on it? Is it a bioweapon, or is it just accidental?
It's just a regular coronavirus, just this year's version, and it's been blown out of. It's been the hype. has been blown up, and I think they've done it on purpose.
Yep.
To reset all the problems that we have in this country.
It's not going to reset problems. It's going to make all kinds of new problems, and it's going to make them worse, and it's terrible.
But we're going to need. The people are going to be clamoring for government to fix all the problems they already created.
Cuomo has an almost 9 out of 10 approval rating now.
Trump's approval rating is going out the yin yang too.
Did you guys see the photo of Andrew Cuomo and his
nipple rings,
nipple bars?
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
No, I missed that.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah.
Andrew Cuomo is the mayor of New York City.
He's a governor of New York.
Governor, yeah.
And his nipples are pierced?
I guess. It's the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, there's a photo of him. He's wearing a polo shirt. It actually happened, I think, today. He was giving a press conference, and you can see the nipple rings underneath it.
Unless it's been photoshopped.
Hey, go
it's
him,
nipple
man.
Bars.
You got your vote now?
Underneath.
No. It takes more than nipple rings. Okay. You have to have an awesome title like God, Emperor of Mankind.
There are rumors that people want him to run for president now.
Oh, God.
Ghostradamus, thank you so much for the call.
Good call.
I don't want Andrew Cuomo to have any authority whatsoever.
He's terrible. He's a terrible authoritarian statist. And people are loving him.
People are complaining that Trump isn't going authoritarian enough.
I believe that. Yeah, they're totally afraid of this thing.
Do they not understand that the government created all of the problems?
And that once you give them once you give them any kind of power, they're never giving it back to you?
Nope.
It's just like the $3 thing. Once they take your $3 for your burn permit,
it's over.
That's it.
I mean, you are correct. But $3 seems like a really low bar.
I'm putting my foot down.
I mean,
on this.
take part of the $1,200 stimulus that Trump is giving.
I'm buying guns, Aria.
$3 ain't even going to be 3 cents if they keep this money printing up.
I'm buying more ammo. I need more ammo.
All the more reason people should go to local.bitcoin.com and get away from the USD entirely. Because, the UK is giving, I think, 2,000 pounds a month to its people, or maybe that's Canada. The United Kingdom, I think, is paying 75% of people's wages or something like that.
Oh, boy.
Throughout the world, we see government stepping in to be like, okay, we're going full socialism here, and here comes the hyperinflation. It's like, we've seen all of this play out before. Why no one outside of this room in libertarian circles is like, hey, this money printing
this looks
thing,
familiar.
It's not a good idea.
Because they're all NPCs. They're not real. This simulation is getting reset this year.
Can you elaborate?
I don't know how much more to say it. The simulation is getting reset.
Do you mean society is getting reset?
Yes. All societies across the globe are going through a tremendous turmoil where the people have just.
The turmoil is created by the state here. I mean, this isn't like the bubonic plague or something like that.
The people have allowed to take place.
The people have begged to take place.
They're begging daddy. They're begging daddy that
tread harder, daddy.
Step harder.
Yeah.
That boot, the tread on that boot feels so good on my throat.
Well, we all might have to go to Belarus because apparently they are one of the countries on the planet that's not locking things down.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, their president or prime minister or whatever went to a hockey game.
I heard that actually South Korea, that's getting all the credit for doing everything right, they didn't lock anybody down. They had little quarantine sections across the country, but they didn't do what we are doing at all.
President Alexander Lukashenko has played down the threat of the coronavirus, dismissing it as a psychosis.
I agree with that.
I agree entirely.
The president of Brazil, Bolsonaro, has called it the little flu, and he was taken off of Twitter. 2 of his posts were taken off of Twitter over the weekend because he's not taking the official state, medical status quo line on this. So Twitter now has a rule that if you don't follow the status quo, if you don't do if your tweets are somehow contradictory to what the so-called state experts are saying, you get taken down.
Yeah, they'll blame you for endangering the people with your fake news. You're going to get people killed, President.
Mm-hmm.
And YouTube will be stepping up doing the same, if they're not already doing it.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I know that anything on YouTube with a COVID-19 subject, you'll get the CDC banner down at the bottom. Click on here and learn more. Ugh.
Is this as bad as it seems? Give us a call. Let us know what you think. That's 855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at marketfreetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. Marketfreetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, marketfreetalklive.com.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. Physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
Free speech is protected on the internet, right? Not always. Government agencies try to limit free speech and commerce on the net. Luckily, when they do, the Institute for Justice is there to defend your First Amendment right to free speech. IJ helped set the first federal precedent for internet free speech in 1999, and ever since has worked to prevent unconstitutional roadblocks in cyberspace. Visit our website today at ij.org.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and our main feed that includes everything. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Are you a sneezer? If you're not, can you get close to one? I don't literally mean someone sneezing. Sneezer, as defined by marketing guru Seth Godin, is an opinion leader. When a sneezer mentions something, other people catch what Godin calls the idea virus. Seth Godin says some people are more likely to tell their friends about a great new idea. So identifying and courting sneezers is a key success factor for idea merchants. His book, Unleashing the Idea Virus, is the most downloaded ebook in history, and you can download the whole book free. That's how he's making his idea contagious. Click tips, tricks, and other stuff to help you cut through the clutter at www.survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control, and you can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. 855-450-3733. Hopefully, if you're needing some company, you can just give us a call and keep us entertained. With you tonight,
I think it's supposed
Aria.
to work the other way around. We're supposed to keep the listeners entertained.
Yeah, ideally.
So they don't kill themselves.
I think
See,
we
you
could
made
go
it-
we
you
go
made it
both
sad.
ways.
This is horrifyingly depressing. I mean, I'm not a
is.
depressed person. I mean, I don't feel depressed, but man, I mean, it's hard to look out there at the news and the reactions to the news, to the way people are behaving, demanding to be told what to do, demanding to be led by these authoritarian statist thug politicians in a way that is I've never seen in my lifetime.
I mean, and all the things that could bring people to just collapse, utter collapse, like it is. It's a stupid little flu.
Hey,
a stupid little virus. I mean,
Look,
what?
even if it's they don't believe it's a stupid little virus
Right.
because
all
it's
the
been drummed up.
propaganda, all the propaganda says this is so much worse. And you've got a story tonight, Conan, don't you, about some British scientist or doctor or whatever who made some predictions? I don't know if you want to talk about that.
He's an epidemiologist from the UK whose computer models this whole thing is based off of.
Mm-hmm.
He was predicting 500,000 deaths in the UK. Well, just a couple days ago, he came back and said
he revised his numbers.
He revised his numbers. It was more like 20,000.
Yeah, is he getting the same amount of coverage for the revision as he was the original?
This article is only being posted on right-leaning, crazy conservative sites.
Okay.
No one else is covering this. I think that one of Trump's advisors quoted the number, and she got all kinds of flack for it.
Well, because now it's, they've got this guy making this revised prediction versus all this news of all the crazy stuff going on, and it's just not as interesting, right, as far as the news cycle and what the things they want to cover.
The guy's name is Neil Ferguson, and he did come back, and he's like, but all of the quarantining that has taken place, that has actually lowered the numbers so drastically from 500,000 to 20,000. It's because of the quarantining. If you hadn't done anything, it would have been more like 500,000. And of course, I'm calling bull, but hey, it's his word.
We don't get to compare realities. We don't get to see what the world would have been like if the quarantining hadn't happened.
Right.
We don't know what it would have been. Now, then there are these countries like Belarus, for instance, where apparently they're not quarantining people. They've got them going out to sports games, sitting nearby one another. And so what I'd like to know, and the media isn't covering this very much. I mean, you get the occasional article about like Belarus, for instance. There was a little bit about Sweden recently, but we covered that last night, and they've been locking down more recently in Sweden. They're not as bad off as a lot of the other countries. But what countries are not doing anything?
Yeah.
And then, so that's what we'll have to compare after the fact, is find which countries like Belarus there are on the planet, because there must be more than one, I presume. Although you would think that they'd all be doing it because bureaucrats and politicians want to aggregate more power to themselves. So maybe it is only Belarus. I don't know. But if we can somehow get that information, then it would be interesting to look and see what their results were as far as infections compared to these other
countries.
That
would require work on the part of the mainstream media.
And they're not going to do it.
The only thing they know how to do these days is read tweets and copy and paste tweets. That's all they know.
It also presumes the numbers are accurate, and I don't believe that they are. I don't think the government has any incentive to be honest about any of this stuff. So who knows what the actual numbers are? One thing that we can say for sure is the number of infected people is way lower. Whatever they're reporting is way lower than what's actually happened, right? Because there could have been, we could have already had it. We could have already had this thing.
I think there's a good chance I did.
Well, and here's the thing. There is more than one strain. There is at least two strains. The old strain, which we probably already got.
Strains of COVID-19?
Of COVID-19, correct. We probably already got it a long time ago.
I had this flu that lasted like 3.5 weeks.
There's a newer strain that is much more dangerous. And the good news is...
Well, that's what the media says.
The good news, if you got the old strain, you are immune to this newer, more dangerous strain. Some countries like Italy, Spain, they might actually be going up against the real deal. But I think we've already had it. I think we're good to go.
I don't know. I don't use that as a motivation for carrying on doing what I'm doing. I'm just more fatalistic than that. I mean, if I'm going to die
of coronavirus, it's going to happen.
And if you look at the ages of the people who are falling ill, death. We have no issue. What are we in our 30s and 40s?
Sure. Let's go to the phones. We've got Steve calling from Arkansas. Steve, you're on Free Talk Live.
How y'all doing?
Hey, Steve.
What's on your mind?
Well, quick question. First of all, that not the last guy that called, but the previous guy that said he's afraid he might have poisoned you. I thought that was one of the Jerky Boys at first. Sounded just like the Jerky Boys. But
Aria doesn't even know who the Jerky Boys are. She's
not,
too young.
I'm not familiar. Who are the Jerky Boys?
You seriously?
Maybe I
They're
did.
like a late '90s phone pranker duo.
Oh yeah. Milky Liquor.
He sounded too.
Anyway,
he sounded too serious to be a pranker.
He was serious.
Yeah.
He wasn't a pranker. Serious.
Yeah, I
kook.
know. He just sounded like those guys. Anyway, got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
So I've traditionally always leaned very conservative, and that's politics, church, whatever. My wife has been telling people lately that she feels like she's a libertarian, because she's been kind of, watching the news, and she's like, I think I might not be a Republican. I think I might be a libertarian.
I love it.
Get yourself a good woman.
Yeah.
She's a keeper.
Like she's got one foot out of the closet, but she's not. So my question is, I started doing a little research, and I found this station back home and have been listening to either you guys or the other guys they have on some evenings for about the last 2 weeks.
You're listening to KFPW in Fort Smith?
Yes.
All right. Great station.
I've really enjoyed it. I've heard some stuff that I felt was maybe a little kooky, but I've heard a lot of stuff that I agree with also.
Yeah, sure.
So my question is, there was a caller, and I don't know if it was your show or the other guy's show. He called in and he was talking about how bad things are, and he said, but there is a silver lining. There was a cop killed over in Arizona, so that's good news. And
I don't agree that's good news.
That was Tom in New Hampshire.
Okay,
Tom is unique.
He's kind of crazy.
Okay, well, so I started doing a little research, and I saw that there are quite a few libertarians that maybe don't view the police in a very good light. And I know there's bad cops out there. That's in any profession, because in my estimation, about 5% of the population are just scumbags.
Well, the difference is, if I may interject here, if there's a bad guy who's running the electronics department at Walmart, I can just not shop there anymore. I don't have to deal with that person. If it's a cop who's a bad guy, then that guy might kill me, if he pulls me over and I don't do what he tells me to do, or even, could possibly do some really horrible things because he's got the ability to get away with murder. He's got the ability to get away with putting handcuffs on innocent people, using violence to achieve his goals in life. And so you actually have a situation where those positions attract those people who are in seeking of power over others. And that's not to say that there aren't some guys and gals who became cops to try to do the right thing, but unfortunately part of their job in a lot of cases is to hurt peaceful people. So I'm a critic of the police. I'm not like that caller, though. I don't want to see people get murdered or whatever, including the police. Right. But I think that there's a lot that they can be criticized for. If all they were doing was going out and arresting murderers and rapists and arsonists, then I'd be all for it. But they're not. Right. They're spending a whole lot of time going after, marijuana smokers, underage drinkers, somebody who's speeding or whatever. And to me, that's not what I want to see them doing.
Or coming to my house because I didn't get a fire permit.
Yep.
Steve, thank you so much for the call. Speaking of people getting arrested for pot, the first federal prisoner...
I hope he calls back, by the way. I want to hear more, not tonight, but on future episodes, because I want to hear more of what he thinks.
The first federal prisoner to die of the coronavirus was in prison for nonviolent crimes for selling marijuana.
That figures. Most people in federal prison are there for nonviolent drug crimes.
Yeah. And now he's dead.
Majority of them.
Because of the federal government. 855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live.
Join me, George Norrie, in Indian Wells, California, May 29th to June 1st for the Contact in the Desert UFO Conference, an epic weekend of exploration into UFOs, ancient civilizations, crop circles, and so much more. Over 150 lectures, panels, workshops, and events with leading experts: Paul Hellyer, Linda Moulton Howe, Nick Pope, Emery Smith, Stephen Greer, Russell Targ, Doc Wallach, Leslie Kane, and more. Get your tickets at contactinthedesert.com. It's time to make contact. Contactinthedesert.com.
When you have a pain in the neck, a real pain in the neck, back, shoulder, or legs, you now have two convenient choices to get fast relief without taking another pill. Because now, Sunny Bay heating wraps and pillows are available at both Amazon and Walmart. Yes, see Sunny Bay's 4.5 to 5-star customer reviews on Amazon.com or Walmart.com. Our made in the USA microwavable heat wraps, heatable neck pillows, and extra large body wraps are designed better for perfect support where and when you need it. Even while driving, Sunny Bay wraps will not burn and stay balanced to provide soothing hot or cold therapy to help treat temporary or chronic pain. And the best part? Sunny Bay quality products start at under $20. Join thousands of happy customers and see why Sunny Bay products have a lifetime 100% positive rating on both Amazon and Etsy. It's easy. Click Amazon or Walmart and search today for Sunny Bay.
Would you like to get back that full head of hair from years past? Now, there is Reveal. Beverly Hills celebrity dermatologist Dr. Nathan Newman took nearly a decade to develop Reveal from natural botanicals to return to a full-body head of hair. Reveal for men and women with a 30-day money-back guarantee at gcnlife.com or toll-free 844-443-6637. 844-443-6637. Reveal at gcnlife.com.
Free Talk Live.
Your show is dangerous for people.
Yes, it is very dangerous for the state. It's dangerous for the status. It's dangerous for the status quo, Bob, and it's dangerous because people like you who only want one particular message, and that is crack down, put all those people in jail. We need to bust the border up, and we need to hurt peaceful people. That's what your message is. Yours is the real dangerous message because you're the one who's advocating aggression against peaceful people. Don't you think that's shameful?
No, I think if it's against the law, you shouldn't be advocating against the law. I'm for the law.
Ding, ding.
And if you break the law,
Hey.
it's
In the 1860s, it was against the law for black people to escape from their masters. Do you think they should have been brought back?
no.
Okay, you're a lawbreaker. The United States made it against the law for Indians to mix with white people. Do you think that that was a good law?
No.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
What if you want to hear the latest episode of Free Talk Live, but all you have is your phone, you forgot to download our archive, and you have no data connection? You can call our Listen line at 641-793-0191. That's a long-distance number, so you may incur charges. If not, listen as long as you want. 641-793-0191. The Free Talk Live Listen line, 641-793-0191. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control, and you can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733, and with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Ian.
And Conan.
And if you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash in your area, and why wouldn't you? Because these are all 100% touchless payment methods. Well, now with AnyPay, you can earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. So finally, you have a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you receive the rewards. Just download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at anypayinc.com. That's anypayinc.com. Commissions are instant. There's none of this waiting for weeks or months or until you hit a certain threshold to receive your payment. Right. No, it's instant. It's awesome. Check
it out.
With
every purchase, yeah.
Yeah, every single purchase. It's an awesome service. So we're talking about the coronavirus, obviously. Because,
of course.
Yeah.
We're talking about the response to the coronavirus.
We're talking about the lunacy. Yeah. The crazy. It's cray.
I mean,
Cray, corona.
The best example I can think of is that I have a friend who sat there for like an hour last week and played a game of Go Fish against her cat.
What?
Who won?
The cat. And I'm not even kidding. She lost to the cat.
Was she making the? How would she?
She just laid the cards out in front of him.
And
and
with cat paw, whatever they
No.
wanted, and
he just stood there bathing himself. I've seen the video of this, by the way. If she put this online and tagged it properly with like COVID-19 and stuff, it would instantly go viral. It would.
I
get
mean,
millions
cats
of
plus
views.
COVID-19.
Yeah,
You can't go wrong.
So and it's heartbreaking. And she's a stable, sane, ordinary person. But
For now.
yeah, right.
How many more weeks
Cabin
can
fever,
she
man.
survive it?
A lot of these people can't even make it that long, though. I mean, we've seen stories of.
There's been suicides already.
Yeah, the Instagram girl that you talked about.
if I have
It's
been
horrible.
out, I have been out in my yard for the last 2 weeks, working every day. Not yesterday and the day before because it was raining all day. But I did do some basement cleaning. And it was great.
Good.
But no, I have met more people in the last 2 weeks, more of my neighbors that I didn't even know existed in the last 2 weeks than I have in 7 years of living here.
Amazing.
This is people just walking around. They're out getting fresh air, and you can tell some of them are a little stirry.
Mm-hmm.
But here I am, and a lot of them will come and talk to me. They like, hey, look at this guy. He's got a big old garden.
Right.
And people they love what they see, and I love what you've done with the place. Da 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 da. Just for the sake of this conversation, I drove around before the show. I have about 500 people in my neighborhood. Not a damn garden. 500,
maybe they're in the backyard.
500
Or maybe
yards.
they're gardening inside like you are.
I start inside.
It is early.
You have to start tilling the ground now.
Okay.
But I'm not seeing any. I'm not seeing any.
We didn't in the South.
Indication that anyone is looking at this guy. Look at this guy. He's getting ready. He's getting ready. We might want to do the same. It's like they think someone is going to come out of the clouds and save everybody whenever it hits the fan, which it's gonna. But I mean, so it's kind of disheartening, actually.
See, I agree with you, and I don't disagree with you. I agree with you on your take on the virus, but I don't think we're going to see supermarkets running out of food.
But I mean, these people have so much time now. They're stuck at their house. This is the perfect
Conan,
opportunity
they can't
to go
play
get.
World of Warcraft and garden at the same time.
These are old people. They don't play World of Warcraft. They play.
Well, they can't play Candy Crush or whatever.
Rummy.
Scrabble.
Well, they can't play any of those because of social distancing.
Well, but this is my advice.
Let's
If
throw
you
Scrabble
are,
towels at each
I'm
other
sorry,
across the
if you're
room.
not essential enough, like some of us, and you've got to stay at your home, go get some seeds from your local hardware store or whatever. They're all open here in Keene, by the way.
Hey, if you're
Get
not
some seeds
essential,
and
just shoot me an email at aria.demezzo86@gmail.com, and I will send you an employer letter certifying that you are, in fact, an essential
Go
part of
start a
this
garden, stir crazy people. This is the perfect
That's
opportunity.
good advice. It's good advice.
Start with a small one. Just start with a 10 by 10, and every year you can build on it. And if it, that's how I did it.
Well, let's go to the phones. We've got Kevin Dean calling from Florida. Kevin, you're on Free Talk Live. Are you with us?
Aria.
Hi, what's on your
Kevin.
mind?
We know.
Ian, Conan, can you hear me?
Here we are. There you are.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
What's on your
A
mind?
little bit of echo.
I'm reporting to you live from behind the enemy lines. I work for the federal government.
Ooh.
How's that going?
It's true. I just wanted to let you guys know of the corruption, the incompetency, and the inefficiency that lies behind this snake.
Well, we already knew that. Give us an example of what are you seeing recently?
Well, just recently, of course, they made everybody go to telework.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in telework, guess what? The government systems don't work.
Of course not.
And you're still getting paid.
Well, yeah.
So
they have the ability to
bosses-
tax, unlike every other business out there that is going to furlough and is furloughing many workers and firing workers. You guys keep getting a paycheck. Sweet deal.
Well, D.C. has a monopoly on the currency.
Yep.
And I keep telling our congressmen to open up currency competition. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen because D.C. kind of has their own little circle where they do not want to open up competition of currency.
Well, the good news.
You were
The
gonna say-
good
you were
news
gonna make
is
the
it's
same point I
already opened up. I mean, cryptocurrency is a thing, and they can't stop it. So
Yeah, I brought up crypto probably about 2015. I saw a Wired article on Bitcoin, probably 2014 or 2015, and I brought it up to my boomer bosses in management, and they said, "You better put that away. That could get you in trouble."
It could. They don't like that stuff. They don't like the idea that they now have competition in a way that they've never had before. And
competition that's just destroying them.
Well, not yet.
Well, the USD is destroying
potential.
itself.
Yeah, it has potential. What it can do is it can help protect people from the death of the U.S. dollar, which is going to come on faster than ever now with this money printing. This $2.2 trillion, it's just the beginning.
Yeah, what is the GDP of the United States?
Well,
$3 trillion?
So the government basically just printed the yearly GDP of the United States? I've been meaning to look into this.
Per capita, we're at 38,000 total per head. One of the highest in the world.
But but it's all measured in the USD. Did either of you find the number?
And then
not yet.
21.
And another example of our incompetency, as I leave you guys, I appreciate your show. I listen on the podcast. I just found you out, and I'd like to get you down here on some of the radio stations in Florida. But a lot of people will just travel on the government's dollar. They will get $150 a day per diem. They'll stay in a nice hotel, 3 or 4 star, and then they get to come home and get paid on 2 travel days, usually Monday and Friday.
Well, let me correct
more taxpayer dollars down the tube.
You said they were traveling on the government's dollar, and that was all I was going to point out, was that it's not the government's dollar, it's taxpayer dollars. And people who use USD dollars because they will pay for it using inflation if they have no other mechanism for paying for these sorts of things. Well, Kevin, thank you so much for the call. I did find it.
It's 21 trillion.
Yeah, it's 21,200 billion. I cannot imagine why they would have phrased it that way. But that does come out to 21 trillion.
And we have a deficit of 1.1 trillion.
So
pretty much every year.
I don't have a deficit.
Rephrased. Those people who are supposed the government
gang,
1.1 trillion pretty much every year. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and don't forget the 23 trillion in debt plus all the trillions more of unfunded liabilities. Then you add the 2.2 trillion to that, I think, right?
Yep. But hey, all they got to do is just print out $1 trillion coin.
That's what
that'll fix
representative
everything.
wants to do. They want to make
it.
2 of them.
Yeah, they believe in the.
As far as I'm concerned, they should. I mean, why not?
It definitely won't hurt us as bad as it will the average person.
Well, no. He's talking about paying off the debt with it. You just print up $23 trillion coins.
But that's what causes the debt.
They don't. That goes.
No, you're going to pay off the debt with that. See.
But you can't, because the government borrowing money from the Fed is what created the debt.
No. Okay. But the Treasury would be the ones printing the coins, not the Fed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they just make a couple.
They're
they
just
make
making
23
a new currency.
It'll only be 23. They could only just do one. You could just do one $23 trillion coin, make it out of, brass.
I mean, why even do that? Just write on a sheet of paper.
Put Trump's face on it.
Don't even do that. Just write on a sheet of paper, hey, we don't owe you anymore, and mail it off to them.
They could just repudiate the debt. It's just, it's just debt. What are you going to do? Invade? What are they going to do about it? And then they'll just keep printing more money, and they'll screw up everything else. So it's not like it's going to matter. They're not going to do it. But.
No, but the Treasury would be marginally better controlling the U.S. currency than this abomination that is the Fed.
The secret government, not a government, but private bank.
Yeah. This is Free Talk Live.
Remember when you first heard about Bitcoin? How long did it take you to realize this little project would soon change the world? Do you kind of wish you had gotten involved sooner? Well, now is your chance to be part of the next revolution in money. Intercoin is working to finally make crypto go mainstream. It's designed to be scalable enough to support everyday payments and even elections without the state. Bitcoin was originally supposed to be a peer-to-peer cash system, the way we would all pay one another without having to trust any third party. But instead, over time, it mostly became a store of value. That's because every 10 minutes, the Bitcoin network must put all transactions into a block, and that block can only hold so much. If crypto is to become mainstream, for everyone to use it in everyday payments, we need a new architecture. one that's as secure as Bitcoin while being far more scalable. Check out intercoin.org to find out more and maybe pick up some of those coins for yourself.
I'm crazy about My Magic Mud. This is the most important oral care product created this millennium, and I'm not kidding. We all have different opinions on politics and issues, but we all have mouths. And I want yours to be as clean as possible, with teeth as bright as they were meant to be. I will never be without My Magic Mud. It's a little surprising, but man, does it work. If you only listen to one thing I say ever, go to mymagicmud.com and get 20% off with code FTL. mymagicmud.com, code FTL.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next, after the news, here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,587, silver at $14.07, and Bitcoin is trading around $6,492. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, economists at the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis are warning that if the current rate of U.S. job losses continues, the country's unemployment rate could reach a staggering 32.1% by the end of June, as the coronavirus pandemic-induced downturn sparks mass layoffs across the nation. Miguel Faria Castro, an economist with the St. Louis Fed, wrote in an analysis last week that 47 million more workers could lose their jobs by the end of the second quarter of 2020, bringing the total number of unemployed people in the United States to 52.8 million. CNBC noted that number would be more than 3 times worse than the peak of the Great Recession. Faria Castro's projection of 32.1% unemployment would put the U.S. jobless rate significantly higher than the Depression-era peak of 24.9%. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. U.S. healthcare systems have warned emergency room doctors and nurses that if they speak out about working conditions inside a hospital, they will be fired, according to Bloomberg. Meng Lin, an emergency room physician in Washington state, lost his job last week after he spoke to a local media outlet about the lack of protective gear for staff at Puget Sound area hospitals. The Mind Unleashed reports that hospital staff at the NYU Langone Health System were recently warned that if they spoke to the media without authorization, they too would be terminated. With confirmed virus cases over 163,000 and 3,170 deaths, hospital systems across the country are seeing a massive influx of patients that is straining the system. Doctors and nurses must have the ability to tell the public what is really going on inside the facilities where they are caring for COVID-19 patients, said a spokeswoman for the Washington State Nurses Association. New York City is currently the epicenter of the COVID-19 pandemic in the United States. With over 36,000 cases and nearly 800 deaths as of Monday, hospitals and other critical services in the city have been pushed near the breaking point as New Yorkers contend with the unprecedented health crisis. On Monday evening, the iconic Empire State Building made a gesture of gratitude to healthcare workers, with a glaring light display filled with symbolism that would make clear the city's gratitude toward critical healthcare personnel and first responders. Instead, the gesture came across to many New Yorkers as ominous, unsettling, and just plain frightening. The Mind Unleashed reports that while the idea of solidarity and togetherness is welcome in the resilient Big Apple, the sight of the skyscraper pulsating in blood red amid low cloud cover struck many residents as simply bizarre, as if the city that never sleeps had become the realm of Mordor, the fictional home to the Lord of the Rings archvillain, Sauron. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
In a dramatic scene last night, a coalition of the nation's damaged women staged a drunken, tear-soaked march on the Capitol just after 2 a.m. Jane Carmichael has more.
Thank you, Brooke. The damaged women began their protest yesterday afternoon, marching on the National Mall at about 4 p.m., and then marching away furious, saying they were done with Congress once and for all. But then they came back again late last night, insisting that someone in Washington listen to them for once. The late-night protest started with tearful apologies, but quickly moved to anger as marchers demanded that Congress pass a bill making it illegal to say you love someone and then up and leave as soon as there's one little problem.
Why are you ignoring us? Stop ignoring us! Why don't you hear me when I talk to you? Wipe the smirk off of your face. No, come back! Come back because we think that we want you to care about us!
I don't need to pay a therapist to tell me I'm unhappy! I know I'm unhappy!
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control, and you can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733, and with you tonight, it's Aria.
It's Ian.
And Conan.
And we were discussing the whole money problem, and a lot of people are saying things like, you know, the government can just print the money. I see that on Facebook all the time. There's a huge disconnect between libertarians.
They're saying it without realizing the consequences, you mean?
Right.
Yeah.
There's a huge disconnect between libertarians, anarchists, and the anti-Federal Reserve people, and like almost everyone else in America who is excited about this
$1,000 check, man.
Yeah,
or $1,200 or whatever.
$1,200. Yeah, great.
It is a $1,200 check, and it's hard not to be excited about receiving a random $1,200 check.
And in that moment, it's still going to buy you stuff. So
yeah, it's a drop in the bucket compared to the actual inflation going on. So I don't think we're going to see, $12 loaves of bread or anything like that. But in time, yes, all prices will go up correspondingly to the amount of inflation that just occurred.
It's going to do what it's intended to do, which is to temporarily buy people's allegiance. Like, oh, yeah, we know this really sucks being out of your job, but here's $1,200 from your loving federal government. See, it's a good thing you didn't get rid of us or anything, because, well, what would you do without us?
And not to mention all the other agencies that are getting part of that $2 trillion.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So it's not just a us bailout; it's a bunch of
people
bunch
are just
of folks.
a fraction of it.
And this is modern monetary theory, which I don't really know a whole lot of, except that it's basically the belief, the theory that governments, big governments at least, can just print all the money they need. They don't even need.
You're referring to Keynes, right?
They don't even need. They don't even need the tax. They They just need to print the money.
Well, and that's because Keynes' entire economic ideology was built around this false notion that it's spending that creates a healthy, thriving economy, when in fact it's saving that produces a healthy economy. That was the biggest disconnect between the Austrians and Keynes.
Well, you
But of
still
course-
have to spend. I mean, you can't just save. You got to have somebody
Sure.
making investments in business and going out and buying stuff, or else you're going to have contraction.
Sure, it does take both. But the economic model produced by Keynes
But
discourages
Keynes punishes
saving.
savers. Yeah.
Because your money's constantly losing value.
Correct.
Right. Whereas without the current monetary system, if you are saving, then the proper use of those savings is investments, and so therefore it then puts that money that you've saved to work for someone else. That's the classic example of a bank, right? Is like you put your money in the bank, they're supposed to loan it to people who are going to do something productive with it, so that way you make some interest off of money that's just supposedly sitting there but actually being used by these other people. Of course,
and
banking
isn't the
industry's
fractional
corrupt.
reserve rate 0% now?
It's gone now to zero. Yeah, so
0%.
banks, according to the Federal Reserve, as of I believe the 20th of this month, they are now able to loan out absolutely everything that they don't have.
That's
Insanity. It's going down the tubes. It's going down the chute.
Oh yeah, man.
Let's go to the phones.
Crazy.
We've
Full
got
speed.
Larry calling from Indianapolis. Larry, you're on Free Talk Live.
You know, one of the things that I actually realized today when I went out to get my my teller service, and I was going to buy a smaller tiller, but I wanted to go to my
tiller for
Hello?
gardening.
Oh, tiller. Okay, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear.
Yeah, tiller. Yeah, I till my garden today
Gotcha.
too. But what I done is I did not want to go to one of the big box stores to buy it because I had my small business here in the community. I wanted to buy it from because I bought a lawnmower from them last week.
Okay.
Where they're closed and being named as not being an essential business.
What?
So what I think they're closed. And they will be
The
closed until
hardware
we come.
store is non-essential.
Not the hardware store, but the lawn store. They sell lawnmowers and they service lawnmowers, right?
So you're not supposed to cut your lawn during this situation?
Yeah, but
Will
what
they
they
continue
they
ticketing
closed it.
people for not cutting their lawns?
Of course they
No,
will.
they closed it. See, and then what they're
No,
trying
you didn't
to
hear
do.
her question. She asked, won't they continue ticketing people who don't cut their lawns? You damn well better believe those code enforcers
No, but you can
are
go
gonna be out there.
to you can go to Lowe's and get a lawnmower. But what they done is
still
they're
didn't get it.
trying to confiscate businesses too. What they're doing is they're cutting out all the small businesses. You know how they've
Mm-hmm.
bragged about, oh, we want to help small businesses, the backbone of America. Now they're destroying all these businesses and taking their customers.
Sure.
That's just how it works, you know.
Small business
And-
doesn't pay the politicians.
They don't do nothing. And the daggone thing about it is,
Well, except to
we
employ
have-
people.
Yeah, well, they do, and they won't need to do that in the future. But we have Salesforce here in town, and I talked to one of their executives. I worked on some work at his home, and what he says, what they're trying to do is eliminate retail completely because all these brew pubs and stuff. He gave me an example of all the brew pubs that they're allowed to operate. They're just trying to get more customers to buy $12 a glass beer. And, you know, every one of them are closed down right now. So
Nobody's going to spend
Budweiser-
$12 in a beer right now. I mean,
well,
very few
you know,
people.
they're not. But what they're going to do is they're going to go online and buy them a case of beer and get a 30% discount because Budweiser is right there to get them. So people are
Well, in some
better
places
think
in
of-
New Hampshire, you can't just do that. I've looked into
Well,
it. I was
that-
trying to get a bottle of Jameson for a friend for her birthday, and it turned out that
Mhm.
we could not get it delivered to New Hampshire.
Well, I'm sure they'll lobby for it. But the thing about it is this country is about ready to change because all they're doing with this so-called stimulus package, they're going to make it hard, then they're going to make it easy, then they're going to say at the last thing when you're not able to do anything, you're too weak to fight, come out with the real brutality. That's the same way I hate to use Germany as a comparison, but that's the way they got over in Germany. Rudolf Hess, one of Hitler's close cronies, wrote a thesis in his college exam or something he done that explained just how to do it. Now, they act like they want to help the small businessman. They want to help the common person. All they're trying to do is find out the information and what you need so they can cut it off so the big corporations can take your business. We're on the internet now. They take your business, find out who your customers are, and just take your customers because you will no longer be able to provide the services. And you know exactly what happened. I've been listening to all these governors make their daily speeches. It all looks like it's been choreographed and right down to the limit, because back in the 70s, I've listened to a lot of talk radio in my life and some shortwave, and they just predicted what's happening right now today. And in the black community, they have special uniformed people in the black community and apartment complexes in the black community, the most vulnerable and defenseless people that they can find. And if you're sitting out on your porch, they're going to tell you to get in your house. And
is that happening?
That is happening right here in Indianapolis.
You know people that's happened to?
My friend told me today that they were out in their front yard, and these people with the new uniforms came and said, "Get back in your house. Get back in your house." So you're only going to be able to
Can't even be on your front porch?
You can't be on your front porch.
Gestapo.
And they don't want you on your front porch. But they have to have a complete obedience to pull off what they're getting ready to do.
Yeah, they do.
And like I said last night, they're going to be juking you. Even the middle class white people are going to be so caught up in it, trying to do what's right as far as their government that they trust. And then when the government turns on them, it's going to be a brutal thing.
The government's already turned on people. It's already
but
happened.
here's what the old saying. This is the last thing. First, polite exclusion. Then vicious murder. That's what's going to happen, and I predict it's going to happen before the summer gets here.
Larry, that's
that brightens
depressing.
my day.
Yeah. Thanks so much for elevating everyone's mood here. I will say you're correct. People are allowing this, and it's not hard to resist it. I mean, we just met out in Keene, and the cops spent the entire night avoiding us. And tomorrow,
they drove
you're
around
going
us a
to
bit.
Concord.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. I mean, all you have to do is stand up for your rights. They're not willing to fight people on this.
Well, they might be. We'll find out tomorrow at the State House.
Your right to assemble.
It is I believe that's what my sign's going to say. Right to assemble. We can talk more about it later.
855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live, or you can use the Discord call-in lines, which you can find at discord.freetalklive.com. That's discord.freetalklive.com.
She became overweight, stinky, several vertebrae fused together. Sophie was going to be euthanized.
DINOVITE.com.
I remember Sophie starting the Dynovite. She has loved it. She is no longer stinky. She is full of life.
Dynovite is nutrition.
Get them on Dynovite right away while they're healthy.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dynovite from DINOVITE.com.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. Local.bitcoin.com.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
The political world is a maddening cesspool of corruption and lies. Nobody tells the truth. Nobody keeps campaign promises. Nobody obeys the Constitution. Nobody puts the people first. How can we ever escape this web of tyranny? Vote for nobody.
Hi.
My name is Nobody. I'm running for governor of New Hampshire because nobody knows how to live your life better than you do, and nobody deserves that kind of power. I want to put you back in control of your money, your lifestyle, your work, your body, and your life. Nobody should rule you but you. New Hampshire convicts many people of so-called crimes that should never have been prosecuted. If elected, I will pardon every victimless crime in New Hampshire history. This includes drug, gambling, prostitution, gun, and driving offenses. Nobody should have a criminal record when they have not harmed anybody.
Wouldn't it be nice to have nobody telling you what to do? Learn more at electnobody.com. electnobody.com.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
There are basically two types of advertising, direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer-term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Ian.
And Conan.
And we're talking about the coronavirus here. But Ian, you brought in a story that it really provides scope for how out of control the coronavirus reaction is. I mean, people are out there committing murder and killing themselves because they're having mental breakdowns.
That's happened.
Essentially because of people's fear in response to the coronavirus.
So which story did you want me to talk about?
The Philadelphia.
That basically encompasses all of them. Yes, people
It does, but this one in particular is about a man.
You're talking about the murder-suicide?
Yeah.
Okay.
A man who shoots his girlfriend.
Well, you brought it in too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, I can take it. I mean, that's fine. I was just
I've got it here somewhere.
So, a man who shoots his girlfriend and then kills himself because he was upset about the pandemic and losing his job.
This is the same. And I thought the global warming crisis was bad enough, making all these young Zers, these Zoomers, just, all suicidal and depressed and talking about killing themselves to save the planet, and people getting vasectomies to save the planet. I thought it was crazy a month ago.
I mean,
Good God Almighty! It's gone to we're on the precipice. Bunch of lemmings.
So
getting kicked off.
There's not much more to say here. I mean, it doesn't look like he actually killed the girlfriend.
Okay.
I don't know. Says he shot her in the back, apparently, then turned the gun on himself. Officers located a 43-year-old woman with a gunshot wound to her back. She was conscious and alert and told police that Roderick shot her. She told police days prior, or she told them that days prior to the shooting, Bliss was becoming increasingly upset about the pandemic and losing his job.
So she had warned the police 2 days before?
No.
What was the warning?
She was saying that
she told them after she got shot.
Yeah, she was like, well, he
was upset.
Prior to this, he was already worried.
He was already upset. Minutes before the shooting, Bliss, that was the guy's name, he's 38 years old, went into the basement, came outside onto the porch with a handgun. She told officers that Bliss said to her, quote, "I already talked to God, and I have to do this."
Wow. Does it describe their ages?
She was 43. He was 38. The woman ran off the porch. Bliss fired at her 4 times, striking her once in the back. He then shot and killed himself. She sounds like she's going to survive this.
Well, that's good at least. Well, let's go to the phones. We've got Dell calling from Louisiana. Dell, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, I got some good news, bad news.
All right, let's get the bad news first.
Yes, please.
Well, no, I think we'll go good news, and then follow up today with the update. There was a church down here in Central, just outside of Baton Rouge. They said, you can't gather. They said, no, we're going to do it anyway.
Awesome.
And they had hundreds. Yeah, he did it for a week and a half, and then today I'm reading the news while I'm waiting online here, and they charged him with 6 misdemeanors today.
They charged the
pastor.
The pastor with 6 misdemeanors for exercising his right to freedom of religion and his right to freedom of assembly.
What'd they charge him with? Disorderly conduct?
I haven't read through it. I just got that today. I haven't read through the story, but yeah, he said no, and there was hundreds of people, and people were coming from
Is
around.
this Tony Spell?
Oh, I don't know his name.
Pastor Tony Spell, according to Fox News, Louisiana pastor arrested on misdemeanor charges. They had about 500 people at the Life Tabernacle Church in Central. Tuesday, Central Police charged Spell with 6 counts of violating the Louisiana governor's ban on large gatherings that was enacted to contain the sometimes deadly coronavirus. Quote, over the last 2 weeks, I've worked with the sheriff, state police, and state fire marshal. Blah, blah, blah. According to the police chief, Mr. Spell made his intentions to continue to violate the law clear. Instead of showing the strength and resilience of our community during this difficult time, meaning be obedient, Mr. Spell has chosen to embarrass us for his own self-promotion. Well, I don't think that he sees it that way. I would guess that Mr. Spell sees it as his obligation to provide a place for his church flock to come to and perform their whatever form of worship it is that they do at his church.
Even if it was non-religious, it doesn't matter what the motivation are. He has the right.
He does. He should.
To exercise himself peacefully.
You have a right to assemble, supposedly, and a right to religious freedom, supposedly, but not anymore, apparently, in the United States.
I've been especially curious how this affects elderly churchgoers who are not as technologically capable. And who, being from the South, I know this firsthand, most of them go to church for the social experience.
Yeah. Get out of the house.
And now they don't have it. And they don't have the technological capability to just pull up a Zoom meeting. They're probably sitting at home watching these daytime pastors, though.
I wonder what's going to come of this, They charged him today, so I wonder if...
well, 6 misdemeanors would be up to likely 6 years in jail, would be my guess.
With 600 people on your side, maybe you have some there's a little backbone there. I can only hope.
What is the size of this town?
Oh, geez.
You said it was in Baton Rouge, right?
Yeah, it's part of East Baton Rouge Parish. Central is a town outside, just like that.
Well, there's 500 people that went to the service. That's a big church.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be, when he first did it, about a week and a half ago, it was 150, and then it was 250.
So it's growing.
Coming, and then it was up to,
That's good.
Interesting.
So they said, well, here's a guy with a backbone. Let's go visit him.
Well, and this does lead to the question of if somebody violates these stupid rules and gets arrested for it, how are they going to find a jury that doesn't have an opinion about coronavirus?
Good point.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't be on that jury. They'd know we were on this show and be like, yeah, you can't be. We know how you feel about
They're
it.
not going to let any of his parishioners on there because they would be conflict of interest. So how do you find somebody that doesn't have a strong opinion about this one way or another? Thanks for the call. Good call.
Yeah, thank you, Del. And even if they do, when will the court even meet?
Not soon.
And according to the Department of Justice, I think they want to suspend the right to due process anyway.
Oh, here's some more tough talk from the police chief. He said the pastor will have his day in court, quote, where he'll be held responsible for his reckless and irresponsible decisions that endangered the health of his congregation and our community.
He didn't require anyone to go.
Nope, he didn't.
He just opened the doors and said, hey, come at your own risk.
Reckless, according to the police chief. He said further, quote, this is not an issue over religious liberty, and it's not about politics.
But it is literally about both, though.
Yeah. We are facing a public health crisis and expect our community's leaders to set a positive example and follow the law.
Oh, so it's just more of that, oh, yeah, you should resist government, but oh, no, this one's totally serious. The time for disobedience is not now. How dare you,
libertarians? Well, no sheriff is ever going
to
to say you should resist government.
Sure, but it's the same thought process where, okay, yeah, there's a time to exercise your rights, but not now. Not now. No, you must cower
Well,
in your
that's what the
home.
libertarians say. So it wouldn't be the sheriff who would say that. The sheriff's not going to say there's a time to exercise your rights.
One would hope.
They might pander to the idea of having some rights. Like when guns get threatened, sometimes some sheriffs will come up and be like, well, gun rights are important, but they don't really care about the other rights.
fair
but
point.
libertarians have been saying that stuff.
Yes,
You
they
guys
have.
stay home. Don't go out on April 1st to the State House and make us all look bad.
It's like the only people you're making look bad, if that's people's perception, is you. All they have to say is, hey, look, I wasn't there.
But people think in groups.
Well, they should think as individuals.
I know.
That's what being a libertarian is all about, libertarians.
855.
They're worried about what other people will think.
Yep.
This is Free Talk Live.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you receive the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at anypayinc.com. anypayinc.com.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at marketfreetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. Marketfreetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, marketfreetalklive.com.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
Hi, I'm Derek J. To me, an activist's calling is to actively work to advance a cause. The cause for which I work is personal freedom. I believe my life is best when I engage in voluntary interactions and self-government. I reject the idea that anyone else has a higher claim to my life or my body than I do. I see people who call themselves the government as a threat to my personal freedom. I realize you may feel differently, but my relationship with the people who call themselves the government is completely involuntary. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
Live video of our key New Hampshire-based shows is streamed on DLive. Please follow and share at dlive.lrn.fm. That's dlive.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
It's Ian.
And Conan.
And the next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to spend, earn, store, and exchange digital money in seconds. Divvy says you'll be able to send money around the globe in only a swipe and instantly exchange between Bitcoin and Divvy and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. But there's no need to wait, as Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution with their multi-tiered masternodes, which allow anyone to earn by supporting the Divvy network. When the new wallet launches, because of Divvy's relationship with Western Union, Divvy will be available in 200 countries, including the United States. You can learn more at divvyproject.org. That's diviproject.org. Now, the story that really got my attention today is Rikers Island prisoners in New York being offered, quote, personal protective equipment and $6 an hour, which evidently is a good pay rate for prisoners in New York, to dig mass graves. And the word mass graves, or the phrase, I mean, it just doesn't sound good from the start.
And this is The Intercept reporting. They do good reporting.
Yes, this is legitimate as far as I can tell. And I don't know where to start. The fact that $6 an hour is a fortune by prison labor standards in New York, or the fact that they're putting them in personal protective equipment.
What does that mean? Like masks?
I assume so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Masks and goggles and gloves, the whole nine. Personal protective.
If they agree to help dig mass graves on Hart Island, according to sources with knowledge of the offer. Avery Cohen, a spokesperson for the office of the mayor, confirmed the general arrangement, but said it was not COVID specific, noting that prisoners have been digging graves on Hart Island for years.
Oh, there's nothing, no big deal here.
Yeah,
We do this all the
they've
time.
been digging graves for years. I mean, sure, now they're digging mass graves, but hey.
Well, did he say they were digging mass graves for years or digging graves for years?
He said they've been digging graves for years.
Okay.
The offer is only being made to those with convictions, not those jailed before trials. It gets into some of that's not really important. Evidently, the plan is to stack caskets foot to head, 10 deep, as I understand it. The article goes into.
Well, that's nice. They're going to put them in caskets. That's nice.
It is,
but instead of just throwing bodies in a pit and setting them on fire. But really, what's the difference anyway?
So this hospital in New York, where there's about 400 deaths a day.
Yeah.
Where have all of those bodies been going all these years?
That's what got me about the videos and pictures I saw of, bodies being loaded into trucks out on the streets.
Outside in the like that has ever happened.
I think they're making a show of it.
New York already deals with 400 hospital deaths a day. You mean to tell me they became so overwhelmed
by 900
that they had to go out in public in broad daylight and load bodies into the backs of trucks.
And let a camera guy go in their truck.
Yeah,
and start nosing around. It's like, that doesn't, no, come on now.
No, it was totally a photo op. I mean, if hospitals were that overwhelmed already, then we're all going to die of this thing, and it doesn't matter what we do anyway. If it was that bad, but no, but here they are, digging mass graves in New York City.
This article sounds like a photo op, just to get more attention on their lack of face masks and ventilators.
This article? Are you talking about the one I'm talking about, the mass graves article?
Yes.
How is this going to focus on the lack of ventilators?
I'm equating them as the same type of argument that New York is not getting the funding that they think they need. This is a lot of the claims, especially when it comes to like Spain and Italy. Everyone who dies there is basically coronavirus. And the more...
Yeah, they're chalking up the numbers big time.
Correct. And the states in this country are doing the same thing because they get more money.
That's right.
Every time something is corona-related.
And the bigger they can make it, the bigger the fear. And the more fear, the more obedience. The more people will be shouting to put these pastors in prison, be shouting to put us in prison.
Yeah, but I don't think I don't think a lot of communities are making these claims to make people fearful.
I've seen doctors and nurses.
I think it's all about the money.
Writing articles and saying, "Hey, look, a lot more people are dying of this than is being reported." I know for a fact that this county has 3 coronavirus deaths, but only 1 is being reported.
It is about fear, though, Conan. And it's about the money. You're right. That's a huge factor. But if they can't scare the people, then they won't be as obedient. They won't go along with whatever tyranny they're going to be putting
I'm just
upon them.
looking at our local level here. I don't think our mayor is trying to scare anybody. But
I'm not talking about necessarily all the mayors, but certainly at the higher levels, these guys want control.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean the lower levels, our level of people.
I think they're just as corrupt, and they want just as much control. They want their slice of the cake.
Could be.
They know that they won't have as much control as the governor.
But right. I mean, the difference between the mayor of Keene and the mayor of Baltimore, though, is pretty significant, you know? Or the mayor of D.C., who's apparently getting out there saying, according to nypost.com, Mayor Muriel Bowser is threatening residents of D.C. with 90 days in jail and a $5,000 fine if they leave their homes during the coronavirus outbreak. So certainly some mayors are more about the fear than others.
Now, is this if they're non-essential?
Yeah, I mean, imagine if you got the essential thing, you would be given an exemption. So yeah, you can still go shopping.
I don't have one of those papers. I was offered one, but I didn't take it because if a cop pulls me over and asks to see paperwork from me,
not going to show him.
No.
But who is not just going to say, I'm just going shopping? Yeah, officer.
I'm not going to talk to him.
I'm not essential, no, but I'm just shopping.
Well,
leave me alone.
Let's go to the phones. We've got Kirby calling from Indiana. Kirby, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, good afternoon, evening, whatever it is, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? I think this is 40% hype, 60% virus. But the hype is to get us scared, see how much panic they can cause, and find out just how sheepish we are, just how far we will go, and just say, okay, if you said, we'll do. And that's going to kill us.
Yeah, it is. It already is. I mean, a lot of these businesses aren't coming back. They're going to close and they're never going to reopen.
And the big businesses love it. No more competition.
You ought to see Indianapolis right now. It is a ghost town. I can go downtown at noon in front of the city county building, which is our courthouse. There's usually hundreds of people out there. Excuse me. I counted 4 today.
Wow.
4.
I saw more than that coming down Main Street in Keene.
Well, the lady that came to our crypto meetup this last week, she comes up from Massachusetts from time to time. She said when she crossed the border into New Hampshire, there was 3 times the traffic on the roads in New Hampshire than there was in Massachusetts.
Go New Hampshire.
Something to be said for that. And there's not a lot of traffic on the roads here, mind you. I mean, it's pretty light.
It was definitely lighter today.
Yeah.
But I also saw more people biking and walking today.
That's true. A lot of people are getting out of their houses.
Seen.
Yeah, that's true.
Have you seen all the fearmongers on social media basically telling us, go inside, you're killing us by not staying indoors? You know, I'm considered essential.
The government's killing them
now. Yeah, it's the government. I mean, if this is as bad as they say, they'd have told us all to go home for 2 weeks and paid us and been done with it. That would have allowed us to burn out. But the way they're doing it, those of us who are out here every day, we're going to have an immunity to it. When these other sheep step out of a house here in a month or 2, they're going to get sick. They're probably going to get very sick.
Good call, Kirby.
Yeah, I hope that, the coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever we wish to call it, SARS-2, I've even seen it referred to it as that.
The Wuhan flu.
Son of SARS.
Well, it is a acute respiratory syndrome, sudden acute respiratory syndrome, and that's what SARS was. So it is a SARS. It just didn't get that nickname. It got coronavirus and COVID-19 for some reason. I hope it is dissipated and that, we don't see more people getting sick. This is Free Talk Live.
Jake was in big trouble with the IRS. He owed how much?
$92 $100,000.
Ouch. The IRS left no room for Jake to breathe.
They put a lien on my house, took all the money out of my bank account, took money out of my paychecks. So it was a nightmare.
He needed help fast.
I figured that all these companies were the same until I called Federal Tax Management. You could just tell they knew what they were talking about. Right then and there, I felt like I had some hope.
Stop the liens, levies, and garnishments fast and qualify for one of several special IRS programs that could reduce or even eliminate your tax debt. So, how'd it go for Jake?
They did what they said they would do. They came through for me. I ended up saving an unbelievable amount. I was so jazzed. I was extremely happy.
If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes, take Jake's advice.
Give Federal Tax Management a phone call. If they help me, they can help anybody.
Call the Federal Tax Management Hotline now. 800-503-8625. 800-503-8625. 800-503-8625.
Attention all radio listeners who still need food supplies. If you've thought about the implication of food-related supply chain disruptions and are concerned about the coming quarantines, this will be the most important message you will ever hear. Here's why. In the next few days, all Americans will face extremely hard choices. If we've learned anything from China and Italy, it's that quarantines and enforced lockdowns are just a few days away here in the U.S. Listen, while dehydrated food is becoming scarce, you can still get enough open pollinated heirloom seeds to grow a 1-acre crisis garden. The truth is, growing nutrient-dense vegetables in the days ahead may actually be the single most important thing you do. Go to survivalseedbank.com and watch the new video to understand the nature of the threat. This could be life-saving. Lockdowns can last from 6 to 8 weeks. Get free bonus seeds, special quarantine reports too. Go to survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control, and you can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733, and with you tonight, it's Aria.
It's Ian.
And Conan.
So yeah, as I was talking about before, I did bring in this story of doctors and nurses saying that more people are dying of COVID in the United States than we know. It's not really a story worth getting into, but it does come to us from BuzzFeed News, whatever that's worth. And it's written, well, it's got quotes from ER doctors and nurses in California saying, hey, coronavirus deaths are being underreported.
BuzzFeed, by the way, recently ordered up temporary pay cuts for the majority of its staff, so it ain't worth as much.
Well, they're like all of the newspapers and stuff, they're having a hard time paying their bills.
I've got 4 different stories about that tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into one.
If you want.
Yeah.
NPR's probably got the best one. There's a bunch of these things out there right now that's pointing out the difficulties that media organizations, specifically print media, is having in this time. Now, of course, we've been reporting over the years here on Free Talk Live about the difficulties that print media specifically has been having. I mean, it is not a news story that print is on the way out. I mean, that's old news at this point. It's been years that we've seen newspapers either folding up and closing entirely, selling off their assets, pennies on the dollar, or dramatically reducing their print runs from 7 days a week down in some cases to 2 or 3 days a week. These things have already happened. Even here in Keene, New Hampshire, where we live, the paper here is surprisingly healthy considering, how bad some papers are doing.
We got a lot of old people, too.
Well, and it's been around for a long time, so they own their building. They're not paying rent, I don't think, at this point. But even that newspaper has, over the last 2 decades, had a dramatic drop in subscribers, down from like 20 or 30,000 to like 7,000 or 8,000 subscribers. It had to cut the size of its pages down, so it's no longer the width is not what it used to be. It used to be like that sort of standard newspaper length. Now it's like the new standard, which is much shorter in its width. It's not as many. It's not as many. Well, you weren't here when it was the long width of newspaper. If you look at their newspaper boxes on the streets, you'll see there's like little vertical columns that go down the sides of the glass on the box. They added little stripes in there because the newspaper is now shorter than the box window is. Its width is not as long. So they added in a filler, basically, so it didn't look as empty in the box. And they also jacked the price up from 25 cents to 75 cents for the days. And this was back in like 2007. Okay, so newspapers have been having a tough time. Now, here's the NPR report. The email came in from the editor of a small newspaper in Seaside, California, and she wasn't the bearer of good news. Instead, she offered a small data point in a larger and troubling dynamic. The pandemic threatening I'll say so-called pandemic, threatening the nation's public health is swiftly jeopardizing the local journalism that keeps its citizens informed about what's happening in their own communities. She said, this is Sarah Rubin, who runs the newsroom at the Monterey County Weekly, in an email wrote, quote, "Our paper, an independent weekly, very sadly laid off 1/3 of our staff. We are the paper of record in our community, and if no one else reports on the details of our shelter-in-place order, etc., it truly feels like a dark place. Plus, I had to see people who really feel like family go, and it's heartbreaking," she said. The snap recession caused by the efforts to contain the coronavirus pandemic have laid bare the fragility of news organizations that were already skating at the precipice of financial disaster even before this year. Alternative publications, especially those in the Northwest, were hit early, and Rubin says her publication was relatively robust compared with many of its counterparts. I Parrish, the former president and publisher of the Arizona Republic and Kansas City Star, said in an interview, quote, I think there's something different about what's happening right now. They're all covering COVID, but everybody's covering it, and nobody's being paid for it. There are no advertisements. Because think about it. If you were an advertiser in media, like local radio or local newsprint.
Like we are.
Well, we're a radio show. We don't do active advertising necessarily. I'm talking about the advertisers, the guy, the Sofa King guy, whoever it is that's advertising, right? So if your customers, if you've got the perception that you're going into a recession and your customers aren't spending, not only they're not spending, they can't even leave the house to spend in a lot of cases at a lot of businesses anyway.
That's so asinine.
Why are you going to keep spending money on advertising at that point? So you're seeing clients cut their advertising at these local papers.
Well, what about this show? Have you seen a decline in adverts?
We advertised to
we
people
actually
who
lost,
won't be affected by this nonsense.
We actually lost the radio station because we weren't relaying the info like this newspaper probably is.
Sure. In the case of the The advertising, I don't know. That's not my department. You'd have to ask Mark about that. But
I mean,
we're down. We are down. A few weeks ago, we had a full bore of like lives to do, and half of them are gone at this point. So I'm going to say whether it has to do with this or not, or it's just a coincidence, we're down. But to get back to the local people, so again, the former publisher of 2 major papers, Kansas City Star, Arizona Republic, he says, I think there's something different about what's happening. There are no advertisers. Interest in news is high, according to NPR. An internal Facebook report obtained by the New York Times showed that more than half the articles being consumed on their social platform focused on coronavirus. Ratings for television news have surged. Everybody's sitting at home, right? Even our numbers are up on Twitter, or not Twitter, on Twitch and DLive. Local news websites are seeing significant traffic, yet that doesn't matter if people are pulling their print ads. And BuzzFeed reports that some digital advertisers are also withdrawing their ads because they don't want the ads to run next to the coverage of the pandemic.
I see this as being great. As I've been sitting here listening to you and thinking about all of this is wonderful. It may, in fact, mean that the media goes back to being about investigative journalism and reporting instead of clickbait.
It may mean they go out of business.
Well, they might. But, it may be that instead of saying, we have to get more advertisements, we have to have more revenue, we have to get more clicks, they instead actually go out and find interesting stories because...
Well, how are they going to pay the journalists?
Good point.
With the clicks, right?
Well, that's what advertising's for. Now, maybe there could be a new model. Sure. Maybe the ad-supported media model is on the way out, and maybe direct support will be coming, where you could use micropayments.
That might also become the case,
to actually directly support the people that are doing the reporting you want. Maybe the reporters will break away from these old media, entities and strike out on their own and kind of make their own.
Kind of do what they're doing.
Yeah,
a lot of these independent journalists who are YouTubers and or whatever service they can get on.
And this may be hastening some sort of new developments like this. But in the meantime, you have to watch the carnage, which is to say that all these people are going to lose their jobs first before they figure something else out. Because as long as a thing is working, the way people work is if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So, you're in the news business, you can keep getting a paycheck from a company, keep getting the paycheck, right? It's the easiest.
No one likes change.
Yeah, people don't like the change, but when they're forced into it, necessity being the mother of invention, they're gonna have to figure something else out.
Within a week or two, people are going to be sick of hearing about the coronavirus because it's going to be the reason.
It's been more than a couple weeks.
Yeah, but now they're stuck in their homes with nothing else to do but watch television and read crap online, and it's all coronavirus.
Watch Tiger King.
A week
remember,
from now,
most
they'll
people
be sick
don't watch
of it.
the news.
So who will these people go to? This news media writing another article about COVID-19 or this other one that's talking about something completely different. The first channel that went back to ordinary programming after September 11th, they had every eyeball watching them because people were sick of it at that point.
Before the pandemic and apparent recession with record unemployment filings, newspapers were already struggling. Few local and regional papers had succeeded in building significant digital subscriptions to replace sagging print subscription revenues. Even when online readerships are high, digital ads usually yield relatively meager returns. You just can't sell them for as much. And thanks to coronavirus, advertising is evaporating as people are staying home, and many mainstays of local communities are closing their doors to customers. Parrish notes that 40% of American dailies are owned by major investment funds that have already embarked on waves of cuts to slice costs. He says it's hard to see the path forward. A small chain of weeklies in Sacramento, Chico, California, and Reno, Nevada were shuttered by their owner. In recent days, The Stranger in Seattle laid off 18 people and suspended its print edition. They just stopped printing. It noted that 90% of its revenue comes from advertising about events at which people gather, so concerts, performances, fine dining experiences, all of which have been canceled. The Portland Mercury also stopped printing and laid off its staff. All are operating in regions deeply affected by early waves of the coronavirus, but it's not just the Northwest. Waterbury, Vermont's Record is now ceasing publication.
Really?
The Riverfront Times in St. Louis has stopped its print edition. After layoffs, only 2 journalists remain on the payroll at that newspaper.
Learn the code.
There's more.
How is the Keene Sentinel holding up? Probably not well.
They're privately owned.
They got a lot of employees. They got a lot. At least 100.
Where do you get your media from? Are you still reading the paper? 855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live.
Remember when you first heard about Bitcoin? How long did it take you to realize this little project would soon change the world? Do you kind of wish you had gotten involved sooner? Well, now is your chance to be part of the next revolution in money. Intercoin is working to finally make crypto go mainstream. It's designed to be scalable enough to support everyday payments and even elections without the state. Bitcoin was originally supposed to be a peer-to-peer cash system, the way we would all pay one another without having to trust any third party. But instead, over time, it mostly became a store of value. That's because every 10 minutes, the Bitcoin network must put all transactions into a block, and that block can only hold so much. If crypto is to become mainstream, for everyone to use it in everyday payments, we need a new architecture, one that's as secure as Bitcoin while being far more scalable. Check out intercoin.org to find out more, and maybe pick up some of those coins for yourself.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,587, silver at $14.07, and Bitcoin is trading around $6,492. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, economists at the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis are warning that if the current rate of U.S. job losses continues, the country's unemployment rate could reach a staggering 32.1% by the end of June, as the coronavirus pandemic-induced downturn sparks mass layoffs across the nation. Miguel Faria Castro, an economist with the St. Louis Fed, wrote in an analysis last week that 47 million more workers could lose their jobs by the end of the second quarter of 2020, bringing the total number of unemployed people in the United States to 52.8 million. CNBC noted that number would be more than 3 times worse than the peak of the Great Recession. Faria Castro's projection of 32.1% unemployment would put the U.S. jobless rate significantly higher than the Depression-era peak of 24.9%. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. U.S. healthcare systems have warned emergency room doctors and nurses that if they speak out about working conditions inside a hospital, they will be fired, according to Bloomberg. Ming Lin, an emergency room physician in Washington state, lost his job last week after he spoke to a local media outlet about the lack of protective gear for staff at Puget Sound area hospitals. The Mind Unleashed reports that hospital staff at the NYU Langone Health System were recently warned that if they spoke to the media without authorization, they too would be terminated. With confirmed virus cases over 163,000 and 3,170 deaths, hospital systems across the country are seeing a massive influx of patients that is straining the system. Doctors and nurses must have the ability to tell the public what is really going on inside the facilities where they are caring for COVID-19 patients, said a spokeswoman for the Washington State Nurses Association. New York City is currently the epicenter of the COVID-19 pandemic in the United States. With over 36,000 cases and nearly 800 deaths as of Monday, hospitals and other critical services in the city have been pushed near the breaking point as New Yorkers contend with the unprecedented health crisis. On Monday evening, the iconic Empire State Building made a gesture of gratitude to healthcare workers, with a glaring light display filled with symbolism that would make clear the city's gratitude toward critical healthcare personnel and first responders. Instead, the gesture came across to many New Yorkers as ominous, unsettling, and just plain frightening. The Mind Unleashed reports that while the idea of solidarity and togetherness is welcome in the resilient Big Apple, the sight of the skyscraper pulsating in blood red amid low cloud cover struck many residents as simply bizarre, as if the city that never sleeps had become the realm of Mordor, the fictional home to the Lord of the Rings archvillain, Sauron. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
A new study finds most high school graduates are woefully unprepared for high school, and a bag of flour has a slave auction on its front. This is the Onion Week in Review. This week, Secretary of Labor Thomas Perez unveiled plans to boost the nation's struggling job market by giving every unemployed American a self-serve yogurt shop, saying that the frozen yogurt business model is robust, profitable, and that they've pretty much exhausted other options. Perez explained that owners will be responsible for stocking their own topping bars with items such as Oreo crumbles, minced kiwi, cashews, and gummy bears. Estimates indicate the country will need to increase daily consumption of frozen yogurt by approximately 2.3 gallons per person in order for the new stores to remain solvent. And in this week's local news, something is apparently going on between a mom and her friend. In other news, Taco Bell warns its employees against ever exposing their skin to its food. A sad man tears 2 bananas off of a larger bunch, and a new report finds everything you've ever wanted has been right in front of you all along.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
It's Ian.
And Conan.
And Conan, you have found a way to occupy yourself that is not sitting at home playing Go Fish with the cat.
Well, I have my garden. I have the basement that's still clean. There's lots and lots of projects, but sometimes I just gotta sit down and escape this simulation and enter into another simulation. Wouldn't you know it, but there probably wasn't a Steam sale scheduled for this week and last week and probably this whole month. You usually got the fall and the summer and the Christmas sales. But for whatever reason, all kinds of games are cropping up on my wish list anyways. And one of them is a game called Crimson Land. I do believe I got it for 80% off just the other day. This is a game that came out in 2003. It's a top-down dual-stick shooter, and I used to play the crap out of it. It was just one of those games just to get away, play for 20 minutes to 30 minutes, and then you can just kind of get away from it. It's not like World of Warcraft, Aria, where you got to be there Friday night because your guild is they need you to be there because you're the healer or whatever the hell.
I haven't logged into my account in like 2 months.
Well, I haven't played Fallout in like 2 months. But this is perfect for me because...
Did you ever beat it? Or just put it aside? Fallout.
350 hours beat it?
Yeah, but you were doing all the other stuff.
Yeah, no, I didn't beat it, but I would say I got my money's worth.
Okay, fair enough.
I've never finished the main quest in Skyrim, ever.
Neither have I. But I have at least 300 hours in Skyrim as well.
Same, but
and
never.
my character is so uber. I just walk around and I can just tap things, and it's like that's not fun. It's over. But anyways, Crimson Land. It's a top-down shooter. It's dual stick. So back in the day, you had two sticks that you would control on your arcade or whatever. In this case, on the PC, you use your keyboard to move around like a tank, and you use your mouse to squirrel around and shoot things.
Now, does it support dual stick now? Because I play a lot of games with a controller still. I mean, I'm not going to play a first-person shooter with the controller.
I scrolled through the options real quick, but I do believe there was the options to actually use a dual stick controller, but I'm not sure about that. I wouldn't want to. I like using the mouse to aim because it's just so much more precise. Yeah. But anyways, there's like 50 different weapons. So if you get there's different play styles. If you like to run around with a minigun, there you go. If you like running around with a bazooka, there you go. It's just fun. It's cheap. I definitely recommend it. It's very, very bloody.
It's unfortunately no longer on sale at 80%.
Oh, bummer.
But it's only $13.99.
I wouldn't pay anything over $5 for it.
Because not a ringing endorsement.
Because there's not a lot of. I mean, you're going to get your money's worth if you get it for $2, you're going to get your money's. $5, you're starting to. Of course,
this is also the guy who wouldn't pay $3 for a fire permit, though. So,
some of you would enjoy this for $13.
I played a game over the weekend. I don't play a whole lot of games these days, but I came across there's a new Predator game that came out. Well, actually, it's coming out in April. It's called Predator Hunting Grounds, and it's apparently made by the same guys who made the Friday the 13th game that came out a couple of years ago. Did you hear about this game?
I didn't even hear about this.
No, I haven't seen any of this.
The Friday the 13th game looks really amazing. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the movies, but I've seen a few over the years, and
they were good for the 80s.
Yeah, I mean, they're entertaining. They did a really great job in the Friday the 13th game of taking the sort of the atmosphere of the movies where you got the camp, what's it called? Camp Voorhees or whatever it is. Camp Crystal Lake, that's what it is. And Jason Voorhees is the killer.
You know what? I never watched any of the Jason movies.
Really? You
got
through
the
80s
survival
and the 90s?
horror.
I had other things to watch.
I've been playing the remake of Resident Evil 2 lately,
no,
but this looks like something I might enjoy more.
Well, hold on. It's not really survival horror. And I've never played the Friday the 13th game, but I've watched plenty of other people playing it online because when it came out, I was curious about it. And what it is it's a multiplayer game. And I think they finally came out with like a single player version of it, I think. But anyway, it's intended to be a multiplayer game where you got like 7 or 8 people playing counselors, which are like super weak, right? Like you're a teenager, whatever, you're just a human, you're just a counselor. And then you got Jason Voorhees, who's this like super hulking, supernatural creature who's got these supernatural abilities. And basically, if you encounter this guy alone, he's going to kill you. And so you have to use kind of teamwork as the humans in order to defeat Jason in this game. So it's sort of purposefully unbalanced, meaning that it's this one super powerful character versus all these little not so powerful
played by another human being.
Played by a human being.
So, everyone
that's
gets
what I was about to ask. Is asynchronous multiplayer, like what?
Is
like
that
they
the
did
name
with,
for it?
Yeah, like they did with I don't know, the game where one person played an alien and the other 3 hunted the alien.
Yeah, this is kind of like
and
that.
You have plenty of zombie games out there that do the same thing. You got your team, you got your powerful zombies.
Yeah, this is one powerful guy versus the other 7 or 8. And so the same team that made this Friday the 13th game now are doing a Predator game with the Predator movie license.
It looks pretty.
Where they've done a pretty good job of recreating sort of the feel of the original Predator movie, where you can play as the humans or you can play as the Predator. In this case, you can only have 4 humans versus the Predator because, you got guns as the humans in this game, and in the Friday the 13th, you don't have anything but like a baseball bat as a human there. So they did a really good job of kind of bringing the atmosphere of the movie into this game. You are up against other AI-controlled characters, and it's a little rough. It's still kind of in beta. It was like, free play weekend, basically. It's like a weekend freebie where you can play it and kind of help them beta test it. But I enjoyed it. You could play the Predator and get all the usual Predator weapons that he has, which is pretty cool.
I don't know what weapons the Predator had.
Well, they have the ability to. Have you not seen the movie?
I don't think I have.
Oh my God!
I know I haven't seen Alien.
Jesus.
And I know that breaks the heart of everybody here, but yeah, I tried to watch it, but the volume was like 80s volume, so it was.
Aria is about as bad as Daryl.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I want to watch Alien.
Alien's got
fair.
the Predator's got a spear. He's got his spikes. He's got his net.
Yeah, that's right.
He's got a little gun on his shoulder.
That's right. Yeah.
Got all kinds of good stuff. Oh, and he's camouflage.
And not only camouflage, but also most importantly, the vision modes that he has. So you
can
turn on heat vision.
Yeah, you just reminded me. I have seen Predator, in fact.
Okay, good. Which one though?
The first one. The first one.
The one in the jungle.
That's the best one.
Yeah, that's the best one. That's what this game emulates. Is that original film? And they do a pretty good job of it, I would say. And they really did a good job on that Friday the 13th game. That thing looks amazing.
It looks interesting. I'm curious whether or not anyone is still playing it, though.
I suspect they are. It's a well-done game, and it's not that old. It's only a couple of years old.
I want to see this game, same crew, same jungle crew, but with an alien.
Well, they've had Alien versus Predator games for years.
Or just add an alien to this game. So that you can have an alien and a predator out there.
Well, they've had Alien versus Predator games for years, Conan.
Yeah, if you search Predator on Steam, that's what you get is like several Alien versus Predator.
That's kind of where I was going with it.
Well, I'm telling you, check it out. They've been making Alien versus Predator games for various different platforms, including computer, for 2 decades. For longer than that, actually. More than 2 decades, like 2.5 decades. I think the original Alien versus Predator games were coming out for like the Super Nintendo and the Atari Jaguar in the mid-1990s. Yep. But this is actually like the first real Predator game since the early 90s. Because every other game has had the alien in it, actually, Conan. This is what makes this one different is it's purely a Predator property.
It's a pure Predator.
Yeah. So I had fun with it.
It sounds like it'll be worth checking out.
Is it worth $40?
I don't know.
And is it a Steam available or is it only?
Well, it's not released yet. It's
over
not
at
out yet.
Epic Games.
It was at Epic Games this weekend. I don't know who's going to have it when it finally comes out.
Well, if Epic Games has it now, they won't relinquish it. They'll still have it.
Okay. I don't know if I like playing with other players anymore, other people.
Well, the nice thing about it was like what made me think of it though, Conan, was that it's quick. So the matches don't last any longer than 15 minutes.
Good.
So you can be in and out, and if you want to play a few of them in an hour, you're done at that point.
Octopath Traveler recently released on PC.
This is an RPG game, correct?
Yeah, supposedly made in the style of Final Fantasy VI.
I've heard it's excellent.
I have too, but I've also heard people say that it's not actually that much like Final Fantasy VI, so I don't know
care.
how
I never
feel
played
about
that.
it. Really?
Nope.
It has the best music in video gaming.
Okay.
By far.
Didn't you name yourself after one of them?
7.
No, after 6.
The girl who got killed.
No, that's Eris.
Aria
de Mesocaratier is the opera in Final Fantasy VI.
Oh, my bad.
Yep. 855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live. That's 855-450-FREE.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you get the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at AnyPayInc.com. AnyPayInc.com.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at marketfreetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. Marketfreetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, marketfreetalklive.com. The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and our main feed that includes everything. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
It's Ian.
And Conan.
And have you heard of Intercoin? Intercoin is working to make crypto go mainstream. It's designed to be scalable enough to support everyday payments and even elections without the state. If you missed your opportunity to get in on Bitcoin from the start, then here's your chance to join what might be the next revolution in money. Check out intercoin.org, and if you like what you see, pick up some of these coins for yourself. Just as the internet is a global network that connects local networks, Intercoin is a global currency platform that enables communities around the world to issue and manage their own currency so they can circulate it among their local population. Check out intercoin.org, that's I-N-T-E-R coin.org, and our listeners must know that Free Talk Live received $40,000 worth of tokens by Intercoin Inc. for advertising, but it's an awesome project, very capable and very flexible, intercoin.org. Let's go to the phones. We've got John calling from Nebraska. John, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I just wanted to mention some stuff about the stress of all this. I think it's changed a lot of people's routines, with work and everything, and that people have, essential, non-essential, and people are really grumpy, and, people having to stay at home all the time, with these, I don't know. It's a really bad situation.
Well, they don't have to stay at home all the time. The government said they needed to, but they don't really have to.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I go out and I support my 24-hour business out here. I just drive out there and I get something. I like, shopping at night. Kind of weird.
I'm surprised they're even open 24 hours right now. I mean, Walmart isn't even open 24 hours now. A lot of these 24 Walgreens also no longer 24 hours. A lot of these 24-hour companies have completely gotten rid of that.
Yeah. I'm talking like gas stations and truck stops and stuff. But
some of our gas stations are no longer at 24 hours.
I've heard that.
I hear that Cumberland Farms here, which has always been
Cumberland Farms went to non-24.
I heard they're closing at midnight.
Wow.
Well, here we're about like maybe 2 or 3 weeks behind you guys. Like when I'm listening to you guys, it's kind of like I hear what's going on there. I know it's coming here eventually, but I noticed that the law enforcement, out here, I noticed there's more sheriffs driving around, and I don't know if they know people are home, so they're serving them papers to go to court or something. But
court's canceled.
I don't. Yeah, that's kind of what I think. I don't know, but it just seems kind of weird. Like,
well, maybe hold on. Maybe there aren't more sheriffs around. Maybe you just see them more often because there are fewer other vehicles on the road.
No, because I've seen the same thing here. Because I am always looking out for all law enforcement for multiple reasons.
Well, but so am I, and I haven't seen any more than usual. I'm driving every day.
I see them all the time. Locals, stadies, and sheriffs.
I normally see them all the time.
Yeah. No, I mean I've seen. There's triple effect at least.
I've seen fewer.
Huh.
I've barely seen cops driving around.
I'm going to sound really crazy here, but the helicopters flying above, I know that they're probably using their infrared or their heat. How they can look inside people's houses or whatever. I have a feeling that that's probably what they're doing, and it just seems kind of weird. It's all like I've never heard so many helicopters flying over before. I mean, wow. I don't know. But thanks for taking my call.
Hey, thanks for sharing how you're feeling, man. I really appreciate hearing from you.
Yeah, wait till they had the drones out. Like, wait till our...
That's happening in California.
Well, no, wait till our Keene, some lawmaker decides, hey, we need more drones to with speakers on them to fly around and yell at people in the parks or in the city square. So they don't have to send law enforcement out to you guys at City Square. They'll send the drone and it'll be flying.
That's fine. Drones are super easy to ignore.
What was I hearing about? There was some kind of like a net gun or something where you can shoot it at a drone. And
there
it takes
is
it
indeed.
down.
There is.
You need like an EMP gun.
It's a special type of shotgun shell. I think they're like $11.99 a piece. Yeah. Well, we talked about it on the air. And it loads up just like any other shotgun shell, except it doesn't shoot shot.
Are there any available, or are they all sold out like every other gun in this country?
I would imagine there are some available. I don't know. If I had occasion to purchase some, I would have purchased them long before today.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll wait till some council member here in Keene decides that we need a drone to swoop around and yell at people who are...
So you're going to wait until you actually need to use it and then not have it.
You're
the prepper in the room making the garden.
I have guns that will do the damage. It's just I'll probably get in trouble for shooting them in the middle of the city.
Well, true, but you can acquire a drone if you take it down with a net.
Right.
Then it's your drone.
Well, it may break on the way down. It might crash. Yeah. But regardless, if you're shooting a net shotgun shell, then it's not going to like land over in your neighbor's window, and it's not going to be as dangerous to other human beings.
This is true.
So
also a valid point. It's
and we don't have a drone yet.
Not yet.
Don't give him any ideas, Conan.
There was one on Main Street the other day.
Wait,
it may have been a civilian.
I would hope so. I know
there was a drone on Main Street.
Probably a civilian getting like an empty shot. Like complete dead shot of.
What I know. Pregent, one of the he's the son. He has a drone, but he uses it as his business. He actually flies around and gets shots for anyone who wants aerial shots of downtown Keene and stuff. So I know that there is a guy who has a drone. There are
plenty of reasons to have a drone. Also, unrelated, you can buy a $700 flamethrower that attaches to a drone.
That's awesome.
It will 12-meter flame.
Yeah, but how much fuel can that thing handle? I mean, it
can't be much.
Probably a couple of seconds.
How much fuel do you need it to handle? Not that much.
I need it to catch someone on fire.
I don't think it'll take much flaming fuel to achieve that effect.
Well, that's the other thing. A lot of these drones, they don't go very far as as like the battery goes dead pretty quick from what I understand on drones.
I want my man-made... I want a drone that can handle my weight so I can fly to and from work.
You want a personal aerial vehicle.
In style,
FAA
yes.
doesn't like that.
No, they don't.
And I can't say I blame you, but if you find a drone that can handle your weight, absolutely let me know, because that sounds like something I would have a lot of fun with.
Oh, yeah.
So, in other news, a man in... I have to find it again. I assumed it was Florida. It doesn't appear to have been Florida.
Florida man.
I had a Florida story pulled up, so I was
Washington.
like, yep, that's got to be Florida, but it's actually Washington. So a man allegedly teaching his dog to drive was arrested after leading troopers on a high-speed chase.
You see, coronavirus, you see, this is what quarantine does to you. It drives you stir crazy, and the next thing you know, you're out on a highly populated highway teaching your dog new tricks.
It didn't seem to work out very well for him, but I hadn't really considered that aspect of it. That's very likely the case. This guy had just been sitting at home for 2 weeks, bored, smoking pot, and suddenly he goes, "Whoa, I bet I could teach you how to drive."
No, you know what it was? He binge watched this new stupid Tiger King or whatever it is, this documentary about the tiger collectors.
I keep hearing about it. I don't know what it is.
I'm just thinking about skipping it because it's
everybody's talking
it's
about
like the new
apparently.
fad. So anyways, he sees the new show. They're teaching tigers how to jump through flaming hoops and stuff. He's like, I can do that, but I don't have a tiger. Oh, I have a dog. Let's go.
I don't have a flaming hoop, but I have a car.
Exactly.
I mean, if you could teach the dog how to drive, it could drive you places, and that'd be awesome.
Exactly.
So Sunday, a man was arrested after leading troopers on a high-speed chase with his dog sitting in the driver's seat.
Well, then it wasn't he who was leading the troopers on the chase.
Exactly.
Excellent point. He was driving very erratically, so erratically that multiple people called 911. Did they arrest the dog, though? That's going to be the question here. What do you think? Should they have arrested the dog or the man? 855-450-3733.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. Local.bitcoin.com.
Do you want to work from home, get paid, and forward Liberty all at the same time? Free Talk Live is looking for account executives and appointment setters. If you've got a phone, a computer, internet connectivity, initiative, and a belief in the non-aggression principle, you're qualified. Earn up to $85,000 a year full-time, $25,000 a year part-time. Set your own hours, work from home, spread freedom. Join our team and work with one of the biggest leaders in the Liberty movement. Apply now at sales.freetalklive.com. Sales.freetalklive.com.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount. What if you want to hear the latest episode of Free Talk Live, but all you have is your phone, you forgot to download our archive, and you have no data connection? You can call our Listen line at 641-793-0191. That's a long-distance number, so you may incur charges. If not, listen as long as you want. 641-793-0191. The Free Talk Live Listen line, 641-793-0191.
We have some good news. The indictments against Ross Ulbricht in the District of Maryland were dismissed with prejudice, meaning they can never be refiled. This is especially good because those indictments contain the only charge ever made that Ross engaged in murder for hire. This was a serious allegation that Ross Ulbricht denies. It was never prosecuted or ruled on by a jury, but was trumpeted by the federal government and the media as if it were proven fact. The Maryland court held these indictments for almost 5 years, poisoning Ross's case and leaving him under a cloud of unproven allegations. As explained in Ross's appeal to the Supreme Court, the fact that the judge used these allegations to give Ross a draconian sentence of double life without parole violated his Sixth Amendment right to a jury trial. Judges are required to issue sentences based on convictions decided by a jury, not unproven allegations never even charged at trial. Although this is a positive development, the dropped indictment will not set Ross free. Now, a presidential pardon is Ross's only hope of freedom. Sign the petition at freeross.org. freeross.org.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
It's Ian.
And Conan.
And hopefully you're free to travel and you can join liberty-minded people, voluntarists, anarchists, libertarians from June the 29th until July the 5th for Fork Fest 2020 at Rogers Campground in the beautiful White Mountains of New Hampshire. Happening the week after the Porcupine Freedom Festival, Fork Fest is decentralized, which means no one is in charge. It also means there's no ticket cost. Just reserve your camping, RV site, or motel room with Rogers Campground for June the 29th until July the 5th. And we're better to celebrate Independence Day than around other freedom-loving activists in the Shire. You can just relax and go camping, or you can create whatever experience or event you want others to have. But if you're planning an event, be sure to let others know in advance. You can connect with other Fork Festers via the unofficial Telegram chat or the Fork Fest forum. Links to those are on the unofficial website, forkfest.party. Again, that's forkfest.party. I don't expect Rogers Campground to close unless they are absolutely forced to by law.
They're not going to do it on their own. They would have to be forced. And the question is, would they comply?
Well, most businesses will comply, as we've seen. They'll do what they're told.
I don't know how libertarian Rogers Campground really is, despite
he just wants to make money.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the Porcupine Freedom Festival and Fork Fest is when they make their money.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah. So as far as we're aware, it's still happening.
On.
Yeah, it's on. It's going to be a party. So go to forkfest.party to find out all about it. It's going to be great.
It may be the only fun thing you do all year at this point, because this year has really just blown.
Yeah,
blown chunks.
It started badly with possibilities of World War III, and it just went downhill from there.
Well, I mean, I guess this is better than World War III, but not by much.
Now, World War III is what's going to get us out of the Depression.
What?
The Depression we're going to go into.
See, how the hell is that going to happen? You can't get
the same thing that happened in World War II.
You're absolutely correct, and that now bothers me. Thanks, Conan.
And no, I'm not saying that was actually what got us out of the Depression, but that's what the history books have told us.
You. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what's going to happen. And it's probably going to be China. It might be Russia, but it's going to be someone over there.
As long as China ships me the clothes that I've ordered first.
You better get on it. Better order them now.
I've already ordered them. That's the part that's driving me nuts about this stupid virus, is that some of this stuff was ordered weeks ago.
Yeah. Yep. I have some delays myself.
I'm waiting on something from China.
And it's still just showing shipping label has been created.
Hasn't even gone out yet.
Don't pop the bubble wrap. You'll get the Wuhan flu. it's in the bubble wrap air.
I'm going to make a TikTok video of me rolling around in the bubble wrap to pop it just for you.
What's your TikTok name?
I don't have TikTok.
Oh, okay.
But I guess I will.
Everyone else is getting on board on that train.
What a successful
and Zoom
advertising.
Too. I never heard of TikTok, never heard of Zoom.
Really?
This week.
I knew about Zoom, but TikTok was that's an example of successful advertising right there.
Yeah.
They just convinced people that it was already being heavily used and that it was already popular. They did this by paying Facebook massive amounts of money for advertising space.
Did they really?
And it worked. People began actually downloading it and using it.
Not me. Boycotting. I'm going to boycott it.
I'm not boycotting it. I just don't care enough to. I mean, I'm on enough crap as it is.
Yeah, I tried it and then I quit. I got off it.
Yeah, I don't see much point in adding another Snapchat.
It's mostly young people like singing songs, and that's kind of lame.
Yes.
But I did find a trucker who tells a bunch of dirty jokes, and I enjoyed his channel.
I think the only thing I've seen from it is that Boomer Girl, which is so cringy.
Is it an old lady?
No, it's a young girl with big old boobs.
Boomer
Girl. She's got a Bernie shirt on, and she's doing.
Oh, Vincent showed me her.
It's God, it's cringy.
Yeah.
But I guess so. If that's what it is, I don't want any part of this new platform. It's not for me. I'm too old.
So we're advocates of Bitcoin here. And we think it's probably a better store of value for your wealth long term than the dollar. But not everyone agrees. Among those is Peter Schiff and some other person who has decided that Bitcoin is, what was the phrase they used?
The title of this story at laurentius.com is cryptocurrencies, so not just Bitcoin, but all cryptocurrencies are detrimental to society.
Of course it is. That just makes all the sense in the world.
That's like arguing that freedom is detrimental to society.
Some people would make that argument, especially now. I bet more people would make that argument now than ever before.
Yeah, look at those
without
guys.
Having the self-awareness to realize that the only reason they can say that is because they have the freedom to make that argument.
Look at those knuckleheads who go to Central Square every night and group together in 10.
You talking about us?
Look at all. I know. Look at all the freedom they have, and look at what it's doing. It's making us all sick.
Right.
Oh, we got to do something about that. Trump, where's my man?
I did see a lot of that, and what I put in my initial statement about it was that these are people I see almost every day anyway.
Mm-hmm.
There's no additional risk of exposure to me by being out on Central Square.
Well, the argument would be that, well, you don't see them every day. Some of them you only see once a week. And how many other people have they seen during the week? Maybe they've seen a bunch of people. You don't know who they've seen. And now you're in contact with them again, and you're picking up whatever little nasties they've picked up. But again, your choice. It's your choice to associate and take those risks. And you taking those risks doesn't put somebody who's cloistered themselves off in their closet, in their bedroom, at risk.
But listen, Mr. Freedom Man, you're putting the old boomers at risk. You're putting the immunocompromised at risk. You are dangerous to them.
I didn't see a single old person when we were there at the square. It was just people who were under the age of 45.
Yeah, there were no old people there.
You and your reason. Ugh.
Yeah.
More
I don't
lies.
think anyone there was immunocompromised.
Who knows?
I mean, well, ideally, an immunocompromised person would not have come.
Probably not.
So,
before we get into the cryptocurrency, I just found something.
Yeah.
Regarding the last story about the dog driving the car.
Uh-huh.
All right, so here, look at this. I don't know how Washington driving laws work, but in New Hampshire, teens, children who are at least 15 and a half years are permitted to practice driving as long as he or she is supervised by a parent, guardian, or driving instructor.
Now, does it specify humans?
What is it?
I mean, 15 years old is really old for a dog.
It says teens. Yeah, but 15 in dog years?
Oh.
What are you getting at, Conan?
In New Hampshire, it could be legal to teach a dog how to drive as long as you're in the vehicle with the dog.
Exactly.
If the dog's over 15 and a half.
It's your fur baby.
But it doesn't specify human years.
It just says teens. It doesn't say human.
Okay.
All right, well, here's the thing. Here's the catch. The supervising adult will be liable for any violations or neglect of the teen driver.
You're not reading the RSAs, Conan. You're reading from some website.
That's not
I guarantee the RSAs use the term person.
All right, well,
or child.
I'm going to have to go to the RSA because I was starting to think I was going to teach my dog that I don't own.
I mean, you should do this anyway.
This is the perfect time to do it. There's no one on the highways.
Just let me know so that I can.
I will videotape it all.
Okay. I will laugh from a distance.
I'll upload it to TikTok.
There you go.
So tell us about cryptocurrencies, Ian.
Yeah, well, so we've seen a zillion hit pieces against Bitcoin over the years, right? Like there's a counter
they never
online.
stop.
Yeah, there's a counter online of how many times Bitcoin has been pronounced dead, for instance, and keeps going. But this is a hit piece against all cryptocurrencies, and it's written on a site that I've never heard of, Laurentius.com, a real basic looking blog. But on the right-hand side, there's like pictures of servers. Some of the other posts here are about projects about like storage fan control. They've got links to like Linux and hard. So clearly it's like a geek website. It's a, geek who wrote this.
So this is a tech person who's about to take an attack on proof of work.
Cryptocurrency. Yeah. So how would you explain the inner workings of Bitcoin to a person in simple, understandable terms? And then he's got a little graphic here of a tweet by somebody saying, imagine if keeping your car idling 24/7 produced solved Sudokus you could trade for heroin.
Yeah, I've seen that joke before.
It's kind of funny.
It is.
And we'll get into what he has to say about it coming up.
But, I mean, imagine you can use it to buy a burger or to buy cigarettes or to buy a Monster.
You can
like
here.
I did today. So it's not just Sudoku puzzles to buy heroin. It has totally legitimate purposes. 855-450-3733.
Do the letters IRS give you anxiety? I'm Dan Pilla. I've defended people from the IRS for more than 40 years. My book, How to Get Tax Amnesty, created the tax resolution industry and is responsible for helping hundreds of thousands of people. It can help you too. If you're a non-filer or facing IRS enforcement right now, your case is unique. You need real help, not cookie-cutter advice. My clients get my personal attention. Buy my book at danpilla.com and get a free consultation directly with me. That's danpilla.com. Let's start solving your tax problem right now.
Attention, fellow Americans. We are now at an all-time high risk of illnesses due to pathogens and viruses. So it's critical to take a proactive approach to boost your immune system. Do it with new nanocolloidal silver from Americare. Using a patented process with tiny silver particles 1/100th the size of a red blood cell that allows for maximum absorption, Americare's nanocolloidal silver effectively disinfects your body internally, attacking pathogens and viruses while supercharging your immune system. Colloidal silver is antibacterial and antiviral. Simply put, it inhibits bacterial respiration, suffocating viral cells, preventing the virus from replicating. And now, due to public health concern, Americare is authorized to offer our lowest and best price ever at around $1 a day. But supplies are limited. Purchase nanocolloidal silver now at immunesupportnow.com. That's immunesupportnow.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Supplies are limited.
Complement your health with hemp-derived cannabinoid oil. We've always believed that the closer to Earth, the better it is for our bodies. Our hemp-derived cannabinoid oil is phytocannabinoid rich, full spectrum, and organically grown. Finally, hemp made easy, clean, and effective. GCNhemp.com or call 877-878-4203. That's right, we cut through the red tape. It's now available at GCNhemp.com or call 877-878-4203.
For over 12 years, Halverson Enterprises CEO Peter Weathers has taken a hands-on approach in all aspects of the tech firm's growth and day-to-day business. But employees say the executive's true talent lies in his unique ability to recognize great ideas and then absolutely ruin them.
For as long as I've worked here, Peter has been able to sit down in a meeting, listen to a million different ideas, pick out the one that makes the most sense creatively and financially, and then totally destroy it until there's basically nothing worthwhile about it left. He's remarkable.
Employees throughout the company say they're most impressed by Weathers' ability to water down promising ideas with meaningless jargon, consistently choose the wrong person to head up every project, and inject virtually every halfway decent thought with his own short-sighted and terrible insights.
At our all-hands meeting the other week, our team put forth a very feasible plan to boost productivity. And it was really incredible to see Peter's mind at work, just taking every good aspect of our proposal and dismantling it like a small child.
This is the Onion News Network.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Ian.
And Conan, and my dreams are shattered.
What happened?
The RSA does define teen as a person. So no training my dog that I don't own to drive my truck.
I'm unfortunately not surprised, but I do want to say thank you to Gary, who is tonight's amplifier. He's a silver amplifier, which means
Gary.
Yeah, thank you, Gary. Which means he contributes $10 per month to the AMP program. Of course, we don't ask that much. All we ask is $5 per month. You can find out more about it at amp.freetalklive.com.
Wait, did you say he was silver or gold?
Silver.
That's $5 a month.
Oh, it goes silver, gold, and then platinum?
That's it.
Okay.
So 5, 10, 25.
Okay. Cool.
Still appreciated. It's
yeah,
still great.
Absolutely. It's still great. But check it out at amp.freetalklive.com. AMP stands for Advertise, Market, and Promote. So if you like Free Talk Live, if you like what we're doing, then you might consider contributing to the AMP program. You get access to a number of cool little features like the AMP-only chat room on our Discord server, the AMP-only Facebook group, and even an AMP-only call-in line that you can find at discord.freetalklive.com. So many URLs in my head.
Yeah.
So thank you, Gary. Check it out. That's amp.freetalklive.com.
And you can amp with Bitcoin, which is yet another use for cryptocurrency. We're in a story here from LouRentius.com where he's going to attack not just Bitcoin, but all cryptocurrencies. So he starts with that joke about keeping your car idling 24/7, producing solved Sudokus you could trade for heroin. And he says, this explanation seems perfect to me because it illustrates some seriously problematic aspects of cryptocurrencies in one sentence. It captures the unimaginable energy waste of mining cryptocurrencies, and it also captures the dark side of cryptocurrencies, facilitating crime. And he puts that in italics.
I mean, hasn't even the federal government denounced that line?
What do you mean?
Saying that, it's not actually that used in crime. Didn't we read a stat from like the Department of someone or other?
I mean, I've seen statistics, but I don't know if the federal government's providing them.
Well, one of its many hands.
What do your statistics claim?
I've seen estimates that only about 1% of crypto is used in like buying drugs and crime and things like that. How they get those numbers, I don't know. But he goes on. At this point, cryptocurrency enthusiasts are rolling their eyes and sighing. The point has been made many times over. I know. I'm definitely not the first to criticize cryptocurrencies this way. He says, though, I do have a simple challenge. Can you please show me the benefit to society of cryptocurrencies? Please, don't come up with theoretical or future possibilities. Cryptocurrencies have existed for 11 years, as though that's some long amount of time, right? Like 11 years in the history of money is nothing.
This is infancy right here.
Yeah. But anyway, going on, he says, they should have something to show for right now. After many hours of reading up on the topic, I have not been able to find any tangible benefits that would justify the effort and resources spent on them. The downsides of cryptocurrency are an entirely different matter. They are very, very clear to me, but let's not go there directly. What fun would that be? So he does ask the question, can you please show me the benefit to society of cryptocurrencies? Do you want to take a crack at it? And he wants it to be today, not the future of like defeating the Federal Reserve or the future of ending fiat currency.
Well, I would say that people being able to buy drugs illegally on the dark web safely without risking getting shot by an irate drug dealer while having some level of certainty that what they're getting is legitimate has been a positive thing for society.
That alone is life-saving, literally. what you just described.
And the ease and the quickness of payment. The fact that the transfer of the currency going through the interwebs.
Sure. Well, anytime you can cut out the middleman, whether it's in business or whatever.
I love it.
Anytime you can cut out the middleman, you should. Because the middleman's just there taking some money off the top and moving the thing to the next person, right?
The middleman always takes their cut, for sure.
Yeah, so in this case, the middleman is the banks and the government, and that's what the direct payments of cryptocurrency allow you to do, which means that business owners get to collect 100% of what the the sale is. So that's an immediate benefit right there. I mean, if you mentioned some of the businesses here in Keene, New Hampshire that accept cryptocurrency, Aria. If those businesses had a significant portion of sales in cryptocurrency, they've got a small portion right now, but if they had a significant portion, that would be significant savings because otherwise they'd be using credit cards with customers.
With what is it, 3% every purchase?
At least. And then it's usually there's like a quarter per sale on top of the 3%. So the smaller purchases get hit even harder.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why a lot of businesses won't even do it. If they take credit cards, they'll tell you got to have at least $5 or $10 on there, or we're not going to sell it to you, whatever it is.
Yeah,
because they're going to lose all their profits if you buy like a $2 bag of candy with a credit card, something like that. So those are some immediate benefits right there. Cutting out the middleman. You cut out Western Union. Talk about international remittances. These things are multi-billion-dollar industries, sending money from, family in the United States to family in Mexico or in India or wherever.
Well, how about, those financial institutions that you're mentioning blocking payments? As middlemen, they put themselves there as gatekeepers, and they will slam that gate on you.
And they're doing the government's bidding by doing that as well, keeping certain people out of those systems. So let me go on with his critique. He says, as I see it, cryptocurrencies are entangled in a desperate search for a problem to solve. Well, we already gave you a few different examples there, buddy. They are the answer to a question nobody asked. Well, obviously that's false because there's literally billions and hundreds of billions of dollars in value in cryptocurrencies. So they're obviously an answer to a lot of things.
Absolutely.
And most of them have nothing to do with committing crime. Many cryptocurrency advocates see the decentralized distributed nature of cryptocurrencies as a tangible benefit. Cryptocurrencies are most often not controlled by any government or single entity. That's true.
Goodness.
That's true. Aside from whether this is true in practice, and it is, they seem to imply that it's a bad thing that governments control their own currencies. Well, last time I checked, governments control their currencies to keep them as stable as possible.
Do they?
Oh, just you wait, buddy.
Or is it their secret banker friends like the Fed controlling everything?
He says, frankly, that actually sounds like exactly what I would want from a currency: stability. And here we have...
so use gold then.
Well, I mean, gold is definitely way more stable than crypto.
Does he want stability, or does he want stability in value? Does he want stability as a currency, or stability in the value?
He wants to feel safe.
By the way, when was this published?
3 days ago.
Really? Well, he's going to be probably whistling a different tune in the next month.
Well, but the thing is, after a month, the dollar's still going to buy probably most of what it buys.
All the toilet paper you can buy.
But a year down the line, a few years, who knows? But the thing, this is an example of what people are being pandered to by governments and media, right? Like we've talked about this earlier tonight. To come back to the corona thing, people are afraid. They want somebody to tell them that everything's going to be okay. They want some leader, some great man, Cuomo, for instance, to look to make sure that somebody's doing something about this, that everything's going to be okay. And the same thing, he's desiring stability out of a currency in the same way that people desire safety in every aspect of their lives. He says you can call cryptocurrencies many things, but stable is definitely not one of them. Cryptocurrencies are highly volatile. In CryptoCoin, a loaf of bread could suddenly cost twice as much as the day before. No, that's not true. That's not true. It's still the same value. The price of the loaf of bread hasn't doubled from one day to the next. The value of the cryptocurrency might have changed. So, I mean, from one aspect, you could say it's double if the price of crypto has gone and dropped by half, but the loaf of bread is still worth what a loaf of bread is worth. Yeah. Anyway, he says although they haven't seen any significant adoption as a payment method due to their volatility, it has seen
That's
adoption.
Not true at all. Valve accepted Bitcoin very briefly, and the only reason they stopped was because of the very high transaction fees that occurred in 2018, I think. And Valve is a big deal. They're a major player.
Microsoft accepted it.
Really?
Dell Computers.
Newegg accepts it.
Mm-hmm. That's right. It has seen adoption in less stable countries where it's basically the lesser of two evils. He says, things are bad if a volatile cryptocurrency is a safer option than the native currency of your country. And that's true as well.
That is a true statement.
He's
Just
not
wait,
wrong.
dude.
Yeah.
Just wait until those $1,200 checks don't do enough.
Wait until they don't buy a bag of dog food. You know?
But you can go into Walmart with your Bitcoin and buy it.
He thinks it can't happen here.
They always think that.
Oh, that's for Venezuela and those third world banana republics. It can't happen here. We've got smarter politicians. I mean, what do they think? That the United States is this exceptional place, right? Like that it's different somehow than the rest of the world.
We have Paul Krugman. He wouldn't lie to me.
I'll post the full article on our Twitter at twitter.freetalklive.com, our Mastodon at toot.freetalklive.com, and our Telegram channel at telegram.freetalklive.com.
Excellent.
You can read the rest.
And, if you get bored, head on over to freetalklive.com to check out the show archives there, going back more than 10 years. And if you really like it, you might consider checking out amp.freetalklive.com. Thanks for listening. Again, that's amp.freetalklive.com.
Remember when you first heard about Bitcoin? How long did it take you to realize this little project would soon change the world? Do you kind of wish you had gotten involved sooner? Well, now is your chance to be part of the next revolution in money. Intercoin is working to finally make crypto go mainstream. It's designed to be scalable enough to support everyday payments and even elections without the state. Bitcoin was originally supposed to be a peer-to-peer cash system, the way we would all pay one another without having to trust any third party. But instead, over time, it mostly became a store of value. That's because every 10 minutes, the Bitcoin network must put all transactions into a block, and that block can only hold so much. If crypto is to become mainstream, for everyone to use it in everyday payments, we need a new architecture, one that's as secure as Bitcoin while being far more scalable. Check out intercoin.org to find out more, and maybe pick up some of those coins for yourself.
Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach